Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We start this morning with breaking economic data. We have the initial jobless claims from the U.S. last week coming out a little bit lower than expected. In fact, 775,000 was the number expected. You can see 712,000 last week on the initial jobless claims. Keep in mind, this is a precursor to the big number, which comes out tomorrow morning at 8:30. We'll bring that to you as well. The November jobs report for the U.S. coming out tomorrow morning. But initial jobless claims a little bit lower than expected this week. Lots to get to this morning. Going to be an exciting day. We have CrowdStrike earnings. We have Snowflake earnings. We have Tesla just going crazy again this morning on a Goldman Sachs upgrade. It is going to be an exciting morning. It's Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see a little bit of a mixed story here. We had Australia to the downside, everything else in positive territory, though. A decent day there for Chinese markets, almost a full percent back in positive territory. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far throughout the European landscape. Yeah, pretty mixed here. Germany, France to the downside, Spain as well in negative territory. England trying to lead things back to the upside. We'll go over to North America next and see how futures are looking. Pretty flat right across the board, to say the least. You can see Bitcoin 1% to the upside at the bottom there. Crude oil lower. We have gold back in positive territory once again as we see a little bit of a move back towards some of the gold names. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. We had, a decent number there on the initial jobless claims. Back in the right direction, at least coming to the downside versus what we had last week for sure. As I mentioned, though, tomorrow morning, the big November jobs number coming at 8:30.
Exactly. We're psyched for it. I for one, I love that opening. Get right to the point. Those numbers come out at 8:30. Brennan, getting them to you right there. We'll do the same thing, I think, again tomorrow. As you mentioned, a lot of earnings to get to. I mean, splunked, I guess. I don't know. That's probably not a good adjective. But either way, there's a lot to be watching here. And, of course, that a fantastic price target when you're coming to Tesla as well. The market is overall flat. So one of the reasons, guys, that we guys and gals, we start at 8:30 is because you got to know what to trade. You have to know what is actually moving. And, you know, despite the fact that overall the ES, literally, I'm seeing exactly flat, and NASDAQ only up a quarter point there currently. There are several names that are gapping up or down that I think we're going to be heavily involved in. The EV space probably back in play as it was as well, Sean.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a few names here. People already want the bangs. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Bang, there it is. Yeah, it's going to be a big day today for us, as it was yesterday. We'll get you some winners here today, hopefully, and we have some ideas to go through. And again, thank you for joining us. Hit the like. Let's see if we can get like 2,000 likes before even 9:30. I think that makes sense. We should be able to do that today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribers going crazy. Those of you, we just hit 100,000 a couple weeks ago, and I still have the bottle here that we popped off. So we're going to keep that here as a reminder. And then when we get to 250,000, maybe we'll pop 2 or 3 of those, Brendan.
All right, it is going to be a busy morning. We have lots to talk about coming up this morning. As we mentioned, lots of earnings to get through. We're going to discuss a little bit on a macro scale, some more macro type topics that might or might not affect the market, but definitely worth knowing before we get going coming up in less than an hour. Guys, as Sean mentioned, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to this channel. Before we do anything more, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hey guys, please sign up to our free daily watch list, and remember that you can always find it on our Twitter page. Follow us at TraderTV.live, and of course, smash the like button. Take it away, Brandon.
Indeed. Let's jump right into how traders here at Day Trade the World fared. Yesterday was another great day. So much opportunity in this market. Guys, we can jump into my screen here and I'll show you the top 10 traders from Day Trade the World here. All U.S. markets in number one there. Yeah, $122,000 again yesterday. Tails off quite dramatically from there, but nice look here. Number 3, some European markets. Number 5, some European markets as well. You got to go all the way down to number 10 before you get out of that 5-figure club. So another great day there for the top 10 traders here at Day Trade the World. We have lots to talk about on a more macro type of scale this morning, guys. We had some possible changes when it comes to regulations surrounding Chinese companies that we're going to get to. We had JD.com with their health unit being spun off. It was overnight in Hong Kong, so they raised a whole bunch of money, $3.5 billion, in fact, on their health unit being spun off. Guys, let's jump right into a few things that we need to know heading towards the open this morning. We'll touch on number one first, guys. Fed Beige Book was yesterday. Arun mentioned it beginning of the show yesterday morning, but it's worth having a look at this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a big event when anyone from the Fed speaks, let alone when they give their overall outlook. And you know, it seems like a broken record, but every time you hear any of the Fed members talk, what they're going to continuously say is, you know, you have a bit of a muted recovery. You saw out of California, it's crazy lockdowns, cases are going up, and now they're talking smaller stimulus package. And Fed keeps reiterating, hey, with the winter surge. With the stimulus lacking here, you're probably going to see a slowdown in the recovery, which is exactly what they were talking about. And possible like loan delinquencies could become a problem into next year. So, you know, the question sort of becomes here, Sean, you know, how does that play out with some of these recovery names, which have done kind of well when, you know, the Fed's basically given the playbook, you know, to those legislators out there who can't get the stimulus done. But you see what's happening in the airlines, no movement, right?
Yeah, I'm really happy with what's happening in Boeing here the last little bit. Key part for me here in the Fed Beige Book, I actually want to highlight this right here. It's deterioration of loan portfolios. And then this is the part that I'm really concerned about. Retail, leisure, and hospitality sectors right now going to be a problem. We already know about that, but let's just think about that. Retail, leisure. So we've talked about some of the retail names in play: Macy's, Nordstrom's. We've looked at those a little bit. Target. And then we obviously know all about the hospitality sectors. I mean, who can even go out to a restaurant right now or hotels, things like that? Those are going to be a problem. So for me, you know, that's something that's a little bit of concern for longer term plays here. But, you know, it was nice. 4 out of 12 districts in trouble, but that means 8 are doing well. So look, the Fed's Beige Book, I have the spiders up here. This is when it came out. I'll zoom out a little bit for you. The spiders is the S&P 500 ETF. I know maybe some of you are trading that rather than the futures. So let's just give it a little bit of a different look. We were starting to head southbound yesterday, and then right at 2:15 is when the Beige Book is released. So the market liked it, and really, no matter what I say, what Neil says, what Brendan says, you know, what the people writing these articles say, this is what happened to the market. We went from 365.60 or so up about $1.50 at its high off this move, and it was straight up. So, you know, regardless, the market liked it, and that helped, you know, spark it. I mean, we were already going up, but this was coming down. How coincidental, hits VWAP and then rips right back to the upside. So they liked the number of the market. I don't think it was that bad. It's not a huge, you know, moving type of thing, but it is nice to see that there is some kind of a rebound here in the economy, and we'll just watch out for those hospitality, retail, and leisure sectors.
All right, guys, we'll head over to the Chinese-listed stocks in the U.S. Next. We'll touch on a possible bill. There is a bill that's being presented to the House to be voted on that could restrict some Chinese companies from maintaining their U.S. listing in America, obviously, but this could affect some, obviously, of these very popular EV stocks that we've been talking about. There's XPeng, there's NIO, obviously. Thoughts on what this might do to some of these companies in the long run if it does get passed? They're talking about having to maintain a certification, some sort of certification to hold that U.S. listing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of things. Like, obviously, one is going to be barriers to entry. So you'll see like fewer listings in the future. That's the first thing. But I think most people are going to be concerned with what does this mean for the names that are already listed. You've seen a couple, you know, whether it's Baba, to name one, that have already sort of preemptively. I'm not saying it's in reaction to this chatter because this started months ago. Have decided to list in sideways in Hong Kong as well. And you might see a little bit more of that for those of you that are looking at opportunities in that Asian market. It's worth keeping in mind. This was a known that the chatter that maybe Trump could sign this bill and that it would pass through and we'd see this enforcement starting. This was known yesterday, and I have a chart up of NEO. Sean, I know you remember going long in this name. Certainly, there was plenty of buying on this particular name going in today, and I think it was or to yesterday. It's a factor of this is not going to happen quickly, and it's not 100% that it goes down as stated. And even then, it doesn't mean that all of these companies that you're looking at trading at, whether it's XPeng, Li Auto, NEO, the high flyers, it doesn't mean that they would end up getting delisted, right? It's just there is that possible threat. They could all possibly meet compliance. So you saw what the market has reacted to it, at least in terms of NEO stock. It's actually still trading basically flat where it closed yesterday after tremendous rebound. So it might be a little bit overstated for now, but the concern is certainly there. I think it's 100% going to be a barrier for some new entrants to the market as opposed to a wait-and-see approach, I think, with some of the established names here, if I can even use that term, Sean.
I mean, I'm not even too worried about any of this. I mean, it's already passed, right? So we already know this bill is passed, and then now you're just waiting on Trump to sign it, and we know Trump will sign it because of his hard stance against China and that he's going to be leaving the White House now and wants to, I guess, make a little stamp on this as well. So he's going to sign it, but the thing is this. Look, I've already put BABA on watch. We're already long here as a long-term play. Those of you guys looking to trade with BABA and trade with me on a longer-term style, look at this. This is a nice little spot here, 250, 260. Like, if that was anything real serious, I really think that, these stocks would have cratered. I mean, we can look at a whole bunch. JD is another one over there on the NASDAQ that's been hot. We know Pinduoduo as well. And, I mean, these stocks aren't even really, once this loads up, they're not really reacting. It's already signed. It's been passed by the House. It's going to go to President Trump. He's going to sign it without any problems. I just really think that this would have tanked already if that had happened. And the reason I bring up Alibaba is if you're going to invest, which is what we're trying to do here, forget it. It's great news for a day trade. I mean, we want volatility, right? So that's fantastic. Whatever happens, happens. But for a longer term play, Alibaba is already with PricewaterhouseCoopers. They're already being accounted for as if they were, an American company. This is not a company. They road-showed properly. They came to market properly. They have big time revenues over there, and they're a legitimate company. So I think Alibaba is a safe place to put your money if you are looking at some of these Chinese names. NEO is great as well, but I mean, that's just more of an EV play. What this could do is some of these questionable Chinese companies that refuse to comply could get delisted. And then if they get delisted, I don't even know if they're allowed to go to the pink sheets or not. They probably go back over to Hong Kong and then we'll see, or Shanghai, wherever they're going to be listed over in the Asian market. So we'll see what happens. I'm not even sure what would happen if your shares got delisted in New York. So I think there's a lot to come.
All right, speaking of both Alibaba and Chinese listed shares, let's talk about JD.com real quick here, guys. They spun off their health unit in a Hong Kong listing, hit the markets overnight, $3.5 billion Hong Kong IPO for JD Health. So this is another one that potentially could have arrived in the U.S., but they chose Hong Kong instead. I mean, a couple of things here. Do we look at JD.com as positive today on this? And, just that decision itself is a little interesting.
The reason I don't think it's it's up like almost 1%. It's like 0.7%. I don't know that it's going to be a huge driver today because, like you said, when Alibaba did this, there was at least some chatter that this would be a possibility for JD. So you are seeing it sort of leveling off. And actually, bouncing off an interesting level here, this 83, it's an 85 area looks like. It might form some consolidation for support for a nice move to the upside. But like we were talking about in the previous segment, it's that preemptive barrier thing where you just might see a few names which either spin-offs or additions which might have come over to the U.S. might end up over in Hong Kong, and what that means long term is anybody's guess. When it comes to deals like this, it really feels to me like it's probably a nothing burger. All that said, the volume is only 50,000 shares. I think that's the bigger precursor for me. I should have said that from the outset. I don't expect there to be a trade in JD. You did see the big bounce. It participated in the afternoon in that move to the upside in some of the space, and I like that 85. I just don't think this is going to be a big time mover today. There is some other deals. I don't know if we can talk about some other deals just because. Two names I want to get to. One was also from yesterday. You saw that massive bounce in JD, but I wanted to get to Opco Health just because this was a rumor that Blackstone was interested in one of their divisions, and you had multiple spikes to the upside. One intraday when it made a bit of a run over 10% to the upside at lunchtime, and then another run after market. It's holding upside today. I don't see any new news with regards to any specifics. Whether or not something happens is up to speculation. I'm noting that it has fallen off at least a little bit here, finding some support in like a 480 area. So ear to the ground with this OPK, because I think some clarification as to how that deal is going to go through is worth it. And then there's only one more that I wanted to quickly talk about. That's an actual deal. I mean, every now and then one of these really does happen. WDR, guys, a Waddle and Reed financial company here. Two pieces to this. So if you guys are seeing something up 50% and you're all excited about it, this is a cash deal. $25 a share they're being bought. It is trading a little bit higher than this because they do pay an annual dividend of $1. And if it takes a couple of quarters to close, they'll pay it a couple of times. So it's trading at like $25.40. So I would expect that premium to possibly hold up. They are spinning off one of their divisions to LPL Financial, which is actually a public company. Macquarie is a private company that's buying them. So this might not be very volatile today. You might see the market make on it a little bit in and out. But if you're not able to take a couple of pennies and make money, or take enough size, or get a rebate, things of that nature, probably not an actionable trade on WDR, despite the fact you see it up that 50%.
Rob, let me know what you mean by there for the shout out. Okay, what we're doing now is we're just going over a few key things that we think you guys would like to know. We talked about the beige book, Alibaba, or Chinese delistings and whatnot. Remember, there's 3 years before any of this has to happen, so we still have time for that. If you're wondering what we're going to be doing next, and what the best part of the show is, really, in my opinion, is preparation and then knowing what stocks to trade. I mean, I think that's something that we do amazing, and we do it for free. I can't believe there's other people out here that actually charge for watch lists and whatnot, and don't even put nearly the time into it, and then go over everything. Watchlist.tradertv.live. This comes straight to your email. If you don't get it, Valeria's going to be posting it up on @tradertv.live on Twitter, so you can get that as well, some of the names. So today's Snowflake, CrowdStrike, Tesla, and then even at the bottom, some of the smaller names here as well. Lizzie, whatever, they're all here. NNDM, names that you guys want to talk about, Fuel Cell as well. And then a little bit of write-up about what we're talking about. So this is what we're doing, delivered fresh and free into your inbox every single morning. Sign up for it at watchlist.tradertv.live. Brendan, whenever you're ready, we can start doing the list, buddy.
Yeah. We're going to jump into what is moving around in the pre-market here, guys, as Sean mentioned, but I wanted to just touch on the IPO market that is going to just go through the moon next week. 2 gigantic IPOs to be prepared for coming up Tuesday and Thursday. So let's have a look at my screen here, guys, if we can. And I want to talk about this one first. So this is going to be, confirmed, guys, on Thursday, $35 billion valuation for the long-awaited, if I scroll down here, Airbnb, planning to list December 10th under the symbol ABNB on the NASDAQ. The other one, guys, Tuesday is going to be DoorDash. So DoorDash coming Tuesday next week, Airbnb on Thursday. Thoughts on those?
Yeah, I just did the roller coaster ride right there because, we love IPOs. We have a video up on Market Wisdom page. Your boy's going to be in that one like crazy. I'm super excited. I'm already nervous about it because we do want to put a lot of capital involved in these. IPOs have been absolutely fantastic. I've absolutely destroyed pretty much every single IPO that's happened over the last little bit. And I just go long, and then we see what happens with it. I think Airbnb is going to have a lot of, we've already talked about the pent-up demand. I mean, we just looked, there's 3 or 4 investors that have over $3 billion put into this thing. So it's coming to market. I missed that.
They're Thursday.
Yeah, but I think it was 40 billion or something. We'll see what the valuation is. We don't know. It's going to be, look, this is the thing. It's going to come out at 50, and then it's going to come out at 60, and then it's going to come out at 70. So we don't know the price, but yeah, I'm super, super excited. And Shakib, thank you for reminding me, my friend. I'm going to throw it over to Neil, and I'm going to go get my water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you got to have that. And good on DoorDash for doing theirs a couple of days before Airbnb. Probably a smart move. DoorDash shouldn't sell them short, obviously, but Airbnb is sort of the one that I think, much like, and we're going to talk about Snowflake, I know that's on the list, much like Snow, it's one of the most hyped IPOs of the year. You can call it 1-2, a 1-2 punch there, and I think Airbnb is going to be worthy of it. It's interesting because we had a question yesterday. Someone actually was tweeting at me about market orders and market on open for IPOs. I always talk about there's a price you're not willing to pay. And I remember very, very clearly when it was Snowflake on the first day. And just, I know we're going to talk about snow, but I remember very, very clearly when, I apologize for this 27, this thing opened, it went $100 to the upside almost immediately, but the indicated open just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And I had a limit on open order, saying to myself, I don't want to pay this. I don't want to pay this. I don't want to automatically get on the open if it's above this price. And the initial read in the pre-market or at 9 o'clock was just buy it off of the open. And then eventually I got too anchored to those indicative prices that started early on in the day. So that's one thing I don't want to do with Airbnb. It's not that we're not going to pay attention to where the indicated open is, but be flexible, because momentum is a heck of a thing, Brendan, and hype is definitely in Airbnb. I cannot say that I will be automatically going long at any price in DoorDash, but Airbnb might be a different story here, Brendan.
It's definitely going to be bigger than anything we've seen in recent history anyway, so that itself will gain a lot of attention. So yeah, mark it on your calendar, trust me. Tuesday, DoorDash, Thursday next week is the Airbnb IPO, so lots of excitement to come next week. There we go, guys. We'll wrap it up at that. That is a little bit of a look at a few things. We'll call it 3 things to know going into the open this morning, but we gave you 4 or 5 there. A few things to know going through to the open this morning. Let's get into what is moving around in the pre-market this morning. Snowflake, the first one, recent IPO reporting for the first time since going public. The actual numbers were fantastic. They blew out both the per share number and the revenue number, topped expectations easily. It was the forecast going forward that was a little bit questionable. So Snowflake, a little bit questionable here this morning, guys.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it was always going to be difficult with the hype and the run that Snow had made, that it was going to hold up and then not sell off like a lot of these hype cloud names, data names, both of these sectors. You really have to blow it out of the water, and that's just the reality. Snowflake came in and they're immediately competing with the absolute big boys, right? So I mean, you're talking about Amazon, you're talking about Microsoft. They have the backing of some big hitters, so it's not something that I think people think they cannot do. But ultimately, this was probably at least a little bit expected. I think we can look at a few levels today. Obviously, 285. I wrote down was going to be something that I was involved with. 283.50, also a bit of a level. If we go down, and you see what always happens post-market, you get these wicks to the downside when there's lots of volatility on the earnings. Just sort of worth noting, there was a level before around this 270 area. So if we get there on Snowflake, I mean, that's going to seem like an obvious point for some consolidation, guys. But it was 283.50 to 285. That's the area that I'm watching today. I think if it can hold above there, there's some recovery that can happen in Snowflake. But a breakdown of that level is likely to give you some retrace. And then 80, of course, would have to hold. Do I think 270 is going to come into play? Not necessarily, but I do want to be ready for that 268, 270 to get involved if it does dip that low to buy Snowflake.
All right. Yeah, we actually filled up as well. We got some fruit salad there as well, guys. So good. Thank you, Shakib, for that. And yeah, we will stay hydrated and stay fresh for you guys. My call for the year is probably going to be Boeing down here. We'll talk about that when we get to it in a minute. But I don't see Snowflake even on here right now, so we'll wait to see if there's going to be any real action on it. SNOW there. Neil, good analysis of some of those levels. I wrote down here 275 as a spot where we could actually look at as a breaking spot to the downside. We've held that a little bit. This is a daily chart here. Nice little move up to 340, which was basically its all-time high. This little wick up here, 321 off IPO day. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about on IPOs that where it can rip up. It didn't actually come out at 28. I think it was 245 up to 320 that day. Now we're right back down inside. This is 275, so it's this little area right here at the top. I'm looking for that as some support, but if they don't like this, which they don't, it's already down 3%, I think we could take this out. So I'm going to look for a short through 275 today on Snowflake. And then if the long, just like on CRM. Do you remember yesterday CRM was beat up, and now it's back up to 225. I actually bought some of these yesterday about 218 or 219 for a long-term play. I never want to sell Salesforce. I want to keep that in the long-term portfolio. So we did that yesterday. And no, it was actually must have been around here, 219, 220-ish, down at these levels yesterday in the afternoon. Unable to buy anything down here. But this is what we waited for, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. We waited for this break yesterday. You guys know this break. We traded CRM. It was down yesterday, almost 10 or 12% at one point. We waited until it got all settled down here, and then this break right here, where you guys made thousands and thousands of dollars. I saw the chat was going crazy when I gave this call out yesterday. 220 long, ripped all the way to 226, and that would have been probably the highest it was at all day. And then today you're opening up to that 226 level again on Salesforce. So I still think, I know we're talking about Snowflake. That was just an example yesterday on a stock that was beat up a little bit. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this 275 holds down here. If not, we're going to go short through it. And then maybe we'll see a level like this, again, 280, and we'll break that to the upside. So right now, 275 short is what I'm looking at.
All right, guys, CrowdStrike, the next one here, not overly active in the pre-market, but blowout numbers for CrowdStrike right across the board. It was the subscription number that was handily above expectations. It was 11,086 net new subscriptions during the third quarter for CrowdStrike, which was much better than expected. Decent report here for CRWD.
Yeah, I mean, blowing it away is... that's what you got to do in Crowd and Zscaler, which I don't know if it's on the list, but both sort of doing that in the space. Now, 158 and change, previous top already sort of broken off here on Crowd, but we are coming right back into that same price. So you always think about those previous highs. And if we can hold there, that definitely pertains to good things, but this is on relatively low volume. So there's not like there's a ton of buying up at this top. We stalled out at 159 the post market, and we're having trouble sort of holding and bouncing above that price on CrowdStrike. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised if we have a quick look at a 158 break. Now, because it looks thinly traded to me, and I'm looking at this, I'm looking at level 2, I'm seeing an actual 50-cent spread right now. There's a decent chance that you could get a bit of a break before 9:30. We have a half an hour to go. This is one of the ones that I wouldn't want to try shorting it through 158 in the pre-market. You're probably paying a lot on that break in terms of the spread, and then there's not going to be a lot of liquidity, so it could just really snap back on you when the volume comes in at 9:30. So it's more of a let's see what happens at 9:30. I do like a 158 level if it goes to the downside to fill in some of this gap. If we hold it, I think we've got a runner today. Possibly in CrowdStrike. And I think Zscaler, the only reason not looking at that one is Crowd, just a little more interest, certainly usually more volatile, just more opportunity in this name.
I wrote down 160 for CrowdStrike. I'll get to that in a second. So we are long NEO right now. And the reason why, we just took out yesterday's high here. 48 was there. And then yesterday's high, I believe, was 48.30 or so. No, I guess it was 48 even. So we missed the 48 break there, but we didn't want to get it too excited here as that was my call. We wrote down here, and I actually didn't get a chance to put it. If you see this, you see the very bottom, what does that say? NEO 48 with 3 stars on it behind the NEO 48. So that would already be a 40-cent win there, but I guess it broke when we were getting water and that, so that's fine. But we are going to go long NEO. We're going to wait for a downward break of, I don't know. Let's give it down here, 47.40. We'll hold it. I'm not going to average in. We see what happens to NEO on a daily basis here. And then look, yesterday there was over 3 million here on the imbalance locator for NEO. I don't even see it on here today. So we're going to wait to see what the market wants to do with this thing. I already have an order to get out some at 48.46 or so. I'm picking random levels there. That's 17 cents upside there on that, and then more and more and more near 49, and we'll go higher and higher on that one. CRWD, CrowdStrike. Look, I mean, good numbers, I guess, but we'll see what they want to do here. I mean, 141 up to 160. I just like the break. It's 160 is a nice even level, and up 12%. We saw Target. I think there's a few other stocks, Harley Davidson, a few other. There we go, 13 pennies now in the money for NIO. CrowdStrike here, all-time highs. I like a 160 break. If we're allowed to get that, then you know your boy will be in it and going ham on that one. As NEO right now, I'm sitting at 46. You guys already know that. So we're going to hopefully get a little piece out there. Did we get filled? And yes, we did. It's already an early bang. You didn't like the first one. Bang! There it is, the second one. Let's go, man. We're already starting this party off right with a nice little NEO long to the moon, let's hope.
All right, guys, we're just checking on an airline story here on Spirit Airlines. The group itself a little bit higher, but some headlines still coming out here on Spirit. Save. It looks like they're updating their current quarter guidance, their Q4 guidance, and it looks pretty positive. I mean, it's they're comparing Q4 from last year to this year, and they're saying only down slightly, which for an airline is huge, obviously, but not a terribly big reaction here. We are positive on the day for Save, but only 0.8%. Let's bring in Arun here, and we'll have a look at the overall futures and see what levels we need to be aware of going into the open. About a half an hour to go before we get these markets open this morning. Arun, dead flat.
Dead flat, yeah. Yesterday was a little different because at least we were in that potential buy area at 50, which worked out well for 15, 20 points by the end of the day. Today, not so much. I still got that 3680 level up top, but there's no read on it at the moment. So yeah, I'm looking at a level potential short opportunity, but there's no read to make. There's nothing telling me that I want to take a short here. The level's there, it's available, but there's no read to make. So the level's just going to stay there. And again, 3620 is still the level from the bottom. So I have 3680 on the top, 3620 on the bottom. I'm just waiting for something to potentially give me a read. I've got nothing for now. So the only thing I would think or that may happen is at 10 o'clock, we do have an ISM services number. So we have the manufacturing already. We have the services coming in today. That may provide some volatility, something of a move that we can work with. But at the moment, there's no read to make. Some days like this, I really wish that I did, kind of trade more stocks than I normally do. But we're just gonna be waiting silently on the futures here, and hopefully we get something before the end of the day so I can actually make use of this day.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning with Arun and get some levels on the futures. We're going to continue along, guys, with the watch list. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. First off, we do this every single morning. That the market is open 8:30 a.m. Eastern start time, right through to 11:30 a.m. Eastern as well. We're going to talk about Tesla coming up here next. Man, another day, another high for Tesla. We'll talk about the upgrade here from Goldman Sachs. A 40% increase in their price target for Goldman when it comes to Tesla. This comes the day after that Elon Musk said something about a sledgehammer and a souffle is what their stock price is going to end up looking like if they don't meet these lofty expectations when it comes to profit, guys.
Lost in what Elon said there is the fact that he said we need to hunker down and be better, make sure we control costs. I thought it sounded like a good statement. I think everyone just sort of focused on the wording that he used there. I don't know why Goldman couldn't have just gone to 800, which would have been 4,000. Obviously a nice, previous 4,000 level on Tesla. Either way, it's still trying to go back above that 600. So that level is going to continue to be on watch every time the even breaks. We do want to mention here, it did get to like this sort of almost 610 area. So on that break, probably with a scalp into it if it does come. Every single time it comes in, I always say that I will have a look at it to short in front of 600. It has to be like perfect. It's got to give me a price really, really close to the 6, and then maybe some slides, and it's like a one and done. First time it bounces off it, try and catch it short, quickly scalp it off. But still watching for that 600 break. It just looks like another day, and we're a little bit closer. Every time it's failed, you've seen $20, $30 retracements in Tesla. That's what I mean about if it fails to get there, there's a chance to short it. That's why I would.
Really, the exciting thing for me is just the Goldman upgrade. I mean, obviously, Elon Musk is the master of everything. So, I mean, whatever. This is Tesla 3000, right? They split 5 to 1, and then now it's back to 600. So, I mean, whatever. Like, people thought Tesla was overvalued at $500. It's at 3,000 now, right? If you go 5 to 1 on this price. So, I don't know. I mean, why would this not just break higher and higher and higher? And I'm with Elon on everything. I think that was just motivation to tell his staff. Because the thing is, look, a lot of the staff are shareholders. So, I mean, guys, let's get the profitability up and this stock will skyrocket. So, I mean, he's already made many millionaires of simple staff members, and it's going to happen again. Look at this. Again, it's not split adjusted here, but this is 600. The top was 604. Maybe I can zoom in just a bit more, and this will look a little bit better. There it is. 604 or so. We don't have it. It was there a couple days ago. So I do kind of like that level for the break. So it's not showing it on this chart. I apologize, but I do like 604 for a Tesla break in here. I'll put up another chart. for you. It's right up here. This is the last little level. It's 603 and change. It happened on the 30th of October, and there it is, 604. So I'm going to take that out. I think the all-time high is actually 607. That must have been made on a dark pool or so, but I'm using 604, and I think it takes it out today. But I mean, the market's coming back here. I don't know. Is it just the NASDAQ? But this Tesla right here, as we look at this, I don't know, falling a little bit here. It's still up 3%, but we did break VWAP, and now we're testing to the bottom side here. It might break before we even have a chance.
Yeah, Sean, a couple of names. The market's flat, but I just saw Palantir break a key level, 2350 there. Jumaya pulled off a little bit, so the overall market stayed flat there, but some of the names that we're interested in just had a bit of a pullback. So someone was just asking about Palantir, and I was about to say, I like 2350 if it held. Would have been a nice level. So next look for me is going to be if we can hold this 23, bounce off of that, maybe some consolidation. I'll like a 23.50 break. But if we take out 23 even, you're probably looking at another dip. I don't know if, obviously nothing came across the wire. It's only a 25-cent move, but it was exactly the same moment that you mentioned about Tesla, Sean.
I mean, I love Palantir. We have a couple levels coming up on that one when we discuss it, Brendan.
Yeah, there was a minor headline. It wasn't anything huge, but they did a deal with the UK government that is airport scanning and data processing for people coming into the UK through airports. So Palantir working with the UK government. There was some privacy issues or possible privacy issues being raised around that deal, and the language used was unprecedented access to public data that Palantir will have for this. But here we are, guys. Coming in now, but was nicely higher to start.
Look, I mean, I've been pounding the table on Palantir since $9.50, and shout out to anybody that's long with me there. Shout out to Greg on the floor as well. That's long with me, sub 10. So congratulations again to anybody that has that in their portfolio. We did take some off, and I mean, look, it's overheated right now. I've been saying that for a while. We did make the call that pull back down to 21. That's pretty much exactly. I mean, where did we go yesterday? Palantir there yesterday. Yeah, 21. That was exactly, and this is exactly the pullback that we called. So really happy with that. I did not buy more shares. I still think, if you were looking to buy in, I think this level could hold 18, 19. I think Palantir is a fantastic long-term play. Look, you get unprecedented access to public information and nobody can do anything about it. Like, that seems a little weird to me. They're signing all these deals with governments. If you're in the government space, look, they just handed out $2 trillion back in March to anybody sitting at home that lost their job. And so the government willing to fork out the money. We know that. They'll support businesses. Data's what it's all about. I love Palantir here. I just don't know about today. Today is a 230,000 share buy there. I wrote down yesterday's number, 2450 is where we got to. If I can do a 3-minute chart, I would rather play. Look, the thing about Palantir is I've had monster winners. You guys know that on the show. I would just rather wait to see. And here's the upside, what I wanted to show you yesterday. This is 2450. We bounced off there a couple times. Yeah, that's 25, but 2450 is down here. We bounced off there a couple times. It was a solid level to the downside. So we're going to see if we can break that. That's yesterday's low in the afternoon, 2450. Let's see if we can break that, and then we'll go 2 days ago, sorry's low, 2450. I like that level.
Talking about this Everglory EVK, little tiny stock popping up this morning. Talking about some levels. You guys want to have a look at this Everglory. Very hard to come by as far as locates are concerned for EVK, it looks like this morning, but already a huge mover if we want to jump down to that one.
Yeah, it's actually approaching last gap up price here, 678, 675. Don't have locates, frankly, and we've tried, at least checked in a couple times to see if we can pay for them. It's worth noting there was all kinds of volume picking it up at 560. This one's getting a bit of a pump to the upside. But just keep in mind, with a lot of these names, it's really about supply and demand. And this is a tiny company. It was a 30 million market cap. I guess it's obviously more than that now, but you're still talking about something which is tiny. The volume is through the roof though, and it's 12 million shares. I wanted to be playing off that 765, quite frankly, for a short, but until I can do that, I'm probably not going to be involved in it. If it can maybe hold a bounce off of like 560, I could be a buyer at the open, but only able to go one direction here, and I don't like buying a top into a level like that on the daily.
Yeah, EVK. So I wanted to just address this. Matt Murphy there, you've been a big supporter of the show. I know you've made a lot of money with some of these calls that we've made. Yes, if you're talking about Palantir, ITM, of course, means in the money. Deep in the money calls next year on it, sure, why not? You can, I mean, I think Palantir, you can get 30 calls, you can get 20 calls. You want to go deep in the money, you want to get $10 calls, whatever. But I think expiration, I mean, if you're going to go, I don't know, next year, like, you could go February maybe, because the thing about it is this. In the new year, there's going to be portfolios that need to be rebalanced. People are going to put money into stocks that they think are going to start to run. And Palantir, there's going to be, I mean, I'm just waiting for the short interest to grow on this thing, and then it's going to go crazy. But for right now, I don't see any reason why, if this is not already in hedge funds portfolios or long-term portfolios, I really think this gets added, and I think it gets added probably January 1st. You're going to have a huge ramp up in January in Palantir, I feel like. So that's just what I wanted to say about that one. I do like that. Thank you for the contribution. And my man, there it is again, Matt Murphy. You are the man as well. So thank you for supporting us continuously on the show. And I will talk about anything if we get that super chat, because what that means is we have interest, right? And it's not about the $5 or the $10. Believe me on that. I'm sure you guys understand that. It's just more about communicating with you, getting the support from you guys, and rolling this show forward. So Matt Murphy, thank you so much for those questions. And yeah, I'm going to be here. Oh, and A-Rob, I get it now. Obviously, you are on the show, and you do have that chat room. And thank you so much for those Nordstrom calls. We went 500% in one day. So I'm going to be looking for some of those for you guys now that I know that that's what you're interested in. Thank you, A-Rob, my man.
All right, guys, we'll continue along here. Just want to mention this one real quick. AMC just popping up to the downside. Big move down for AMC Theaters, 9.5% on an offering. So I can show you this, 200 million worth of shares of common stock, or A-class common stock for AMC. If you're looking at AMC this morning, that is the reason for the move to the downside. We'll continue along. Back to the earnings train this morning. Splunk, the next one. Neil said it, getting splunked this morning. Big move down. Revenues $559 million, down 11% year over year. Third straight quarterly loss for Splunk, guys.
Yeah, third straight loss, but when the market was expecting that they would break into a small profit per share, then this is what happens to you. You saw like destruction in the aftermarket from $200 stock down to like $175, and then literally following through in the pre-market. Now it's trying to fill the gap on a 164 break, and if that doesn't happen, it's down 20%, but that's going to be worth a short if 164 is held at 930. There's not a heck of a lot in terms of support. 144.50, I think if it gets down there, maybe a bit of a support will come in to Splunk. Other than that, you have to sort of see where this one is going to go. The volume is, it's 1.1 million shares for this name is definitely a big number. So I feel like there's going to be a ton of action in here today. I'm going to be all over this for a 164 level. I'd love to see us just absolutely fail here at that price, but you can't ignore if it breaks. The gap is so big. It just might be one of those where you have to grit your teeth and take it through the 164 long. Ideally, I want to see it roll over and fail at that price. I want to quickly go back over to, I do have one position. I don't know that, I might have mentioned it in the chat or threw it in there. And I think we have this, we have SPCB maybe further down on the watch list, Supercom. Made a run up here, and you just quickly go on the daily chart. This 135, literally a few sessions ago, we topped it. And then a little bit of a retrace into this level again. Once it failed in the pre-market, I'm going to jump over the first consolidation I saw. That was right around this 125 mark, so I shorted into 125. It is finding a base at 118. There's not a lot of size in level 2. It hasn't even done a million shares, but it's still bouncing off this level every single time. So when it breaches, that's where I'm looking to take profit. It's going to be a tighter stop for me, and I'm not going to let it pass 125. It's only risking like 4 or 5 cents because of this sort of phantom level at $1.85. It won't go through it, but there's more or less nothing there. So if it's an iceberg, if it's an actual legitimate buyer just stepping up time and time again, I don't want to get in the way.
Okay, quickly, Neil back in the money, 10 cents. We're going to run that one to the high side. We already are. Byron Field, give me a shout out. What up, Byron? How you doing, buddy? Thank you for being on the show. I see you all the time. And Jose, thank you so much for that as well. And then another one, Singapore dollar. What up, travel with Gabby? Sure, I like to travel, but right now, Gabby, unfortunately, we are not able to. LCA, any thoughts? We'll get to that. thank you so much for the support. As right now, guys, just looking at this NEO play, and I don't want to jump around here over because we have a lot to get to, but NEO makes that move back to 48. A great spot to pick some up again. We don't do it, but now we're right back to the high side, and your boy's cruising right now. Let's do a couple backflips to start the day here, Brendan.
Guys, so there is a general meeting announced for that LCA, which is another SPAC, coming up on December 18th. So they've set the date for the meeting for the proposed business combination with GNOG. I'll continue reading on that. Golden Nugget Online Gaming. So it's another one in the gaming group. So a SPAC in the gaming group. So the meeting for the vote coming up on December 18th for LCA. We touched on NEO on the chart, but they did update their November delivery numbers right across the board, better than expected, 109% year-over-year growth. Numbers look really good, guys, for NEO, I should say. But the comparison to XPeng, I mean, I keep going back to that number that we saw from XPeng on, I think it was Monday. It was like 350% month-over-month growth for XPeng.
Yeah, I mean, look, we like the Chinese space there. I got out of the options for a small loser. Okay, here goes NEO again, 19 cents. We're going to see what it does at 50 here. I'm going to trade NEO today. I do like XPEV. We can go, I'll leave that to Neil. He can look at some levels there, or Lee Auto, but I'm already in NEO here, so I've done a bit of work on that. I like this level here, and I think that we just keep going, climbing higher and higher and higher here. Again, let's do a little bit of a 10-minute chart just to give you guys an idea of what we're looking at with NEO here. Look, it tanks down here. We know about what happened yesterday and the day before. So there's been some negativity. I don't know why this isn't loading more days past here, but I just wanted to show you this rate here, and maybe I can zoom in and maybe look a little bit better. Like this drop back, on the first and second, it just cut through, to take a word from Elon Musk there, like a sledgehammer through a souffle here, just went all the way downside. And so there was really no support in here. So that makes me think that we could almost do the same thing on the way back up. Let's break through 50 first of all right now and take this. We have 20-cent win on right now. We've already taken out 30%. Let's go, Neil. But anyways, as we go now, I think 49.50 we could stop a little bit here. But you know what? I think it's clean sailing all the way to the top. We also have this little level of interest right here that was built up and it didn't really know what it wanted to do. This is where we got wicked out a couple times on some trades. That's 48 down to 46.50. So we're breaking out of this area. So that's why I like this long. As you can see, a beautiful base. It's either a good base for a long or a short. I mean, I think we could explode to the downside, and I just tweeted that out as well. Follow me at TraderTV Sean for some of these plays. But this was a nice little level of support there, and then bang it to the upside here. I think we're breaking out past 48 now, so let's see how far it wants to go. It just did reject there, though, 48.50. Before I throw it over to Neil, let's check the imbalance locator. And this is the thing, it's really strange. Like, where is NEO on here? I'm going to sort this alphabetically.
Why is Pfizer at the top?
Yeah, I don't know. Where is it? NEO, N-I-O, alphabetical. Come on, Sean. Let's get to that. We'll find it in a minute here. N-I-O. There it is, small, like 128,000. We had 3+ million there yesterday, so not much interest in this, which is making me wonder. Let's put an order and get out of another 10% here in the mid-40s and see what it does on that 50. But look, guys, I have high side expectations for NEO today.
Yeah, XPeng has not broken through its pre-market top here. It's still holding this like 57, 60 area. And it is worth noting you had a bit of a level if you're watching this going a little bit further back. There was some consolidation on the way down on the first on Tuesday, and then also on Monday there was some consolidation around this price. So it could run into chop on a break of 57.60 maybe, and. To say $1.30 is like a chop range, I guess that tells you how volatile the stock has been. But I think that could limit the pace maybe with which we get a break at 57.60. I still like it. It's still there. The fact that NEO is going, I don't think hurts the potential breakout here. I'm just a little bit surprised that it didn't necessarily follow suit. We saw the strength in this one yesterday, and I think maybe we can catch a similar move like that off a break of 57.60. But it's got to go. I'm not going to buy this one in the middle here. If it breaches 56.60, you saw what happens when these make a bottom. You just got to be patient.
All right, we'll stay in the group here and talk about Workhorse next. Huge move downside yesterday. on the news from trucks.com that USPS, United States Postal Service, will delay the decision on replacing their entire fleet until later next year was the language that I saw used in that release. But back to the upside here in a decent manner as well, more than 5% to the upside. Trying to get back above 2150. Did have a little bit of a downtick there for Workhorse, guys, but clearly above that range that we kind of put in yesterday on the huge gap downside.
Oh, I'm really proud because yesterday we had Mark Roberts on, right? And I told him, and I should show you the email when he sent it out. I said this .NQ. I told him that this Workhorse trade was overdone yesterday to the short side. And you guys that watched us, you saw him come on yesterday at 9:45. I said, you know what, Mark? That news doesn't seem to be that bad, and we should be going back up at least to 21, which is what we thought yesterday. And look, man, all you had to do was buy the stock yesterday, and you get that bump back to 21 today. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen here today on this stock, but I do like Workhorse. I don't think that explanation of the contract may or may not get done this year, but I'm pretty sure USPS is still going to follow through with the $6 billion purchase of the vans and the trucks. It just makes so much sense to get into the EV space for them. So I think a break here makes sense to me. 2170, we'll put the order in and we'll go long. I don't have any problems going long Workhorse here. And then you just use this 2150 or sorry, it's not 2150. What am I talking about? 2130 as the bottom there for Workhorse. So I think this can bust out today. 5.43% is nothing. Let's take this higher. Remember, 25 down to 19 yesterday. There's a lot of gap to fill here. Let's take this thing to the moon, 2170.
Yeah, like I remember 94 had to get out of the long yesterday. So I'm always willing to put those resistance points into possible support. So if it does dip down, I'm also prepared to be a buyer into that 21 range. And that was the level from yesterday. That's where we couldn't get anything better. On the long price, certainly. The breakout, I mean, it's probably splitting hairs here. I have like 87 as the current high, so I'd probably be looking at a 22 in terms of a breakout. I do prefer the dip in this particular situation. There's absolutely, of course, UPS is going to be making this shift, and Workhorse is poised and looks like they're going to be a part of it. It's just a little bit of a delay. Like we all said, it feels a bit overdone. I would buy a dip into 21 as well as maybe that 2130 that Sean mentioned.
Some of the travel names were strong in the pre-market. Initially, we're seeing a little bit of a downtick. I'll show you this first. CCL, if we could throw my chart up there, guys. Thank you. CCL, yeah, look, bounce back, though, through 2150. It was starting to roll over a bit, still in positive territory. They're coming out right now. You can see these headlines coming out right now on Carnival Cruise. They're just updating some of the itineraries that they're canceling now going into 2021. So there was a little bit of a sell order that came in there through 2150, but look at this, right back to the upside for Carnival. So some of the cruise lines definitely strong, relatively strong going towards the open here. We are under 10 minutes to go. Let's talk about Fuel Cell, guys. It's given you all kinds of opportunity over the past couple of trading sessions. They announced the offering yesterday, updated their forecast yesterday. Was relatively strong, really, going through the session. So we're back to the upside again here for FCell.
No, 100%. And look, Fuel Cell was an unbelievable trade off of 650 in particular, that bottom that it made. Apologies, that's my 15-minute chart. Not wanting to load for me there, so I'm going to have to pull. If I can't, no, and I still can't get that one to load. So trust me when I tell you, it is that 650 level. The daily chart is going to show you the double bottom. The level I was watching also was a 775 to 8 even area for any kind of a dip. You could have made a lot of money yesterday trading more muted ranges, so I feel like tighter stops and then trying to catch maybe even like 15, 20-cent winners are going to be good, but I like dips into 77 and 8 even to possibly hold up on Fuel Cell.
Yeah, I'm getting my orders already here. I do like, you did talk about Carnival there a little bit. I think it's worth taking a little bit of a break here just in case we have momentum. Again, to the upside, 2166. Look, the vaccine news, like how easy was this? I'm going to give a shout out to Daryl. Daryl, I'm looking for you on the chat right now. Let me know what you think about a break here today on Carnival, 2166. Not only that, though, guys, the Carnival on the daily right now is getting very, very close. I got to refresh refresh my chart here. I don't know what's happening with these daily charts for me, but here's 22. We touched there last time, 22.50 on Carnival. So we're getting up to that spot. I'm going to go very long if we break 22 to the high side here on Carnival. So I do like that. I do see the note though, Brandon, canceling specific operations for 2021. We'll find out select itineraries. So we'll find out what exactly that is, but I mean, no surprise there. I just think it's a vaccine play, and we'll just wait to see. I'm going to take a break here of the high of the day, small, and then if we do get to 22, you know what that means, guys. Where is it? We'll take it out and we'll go. But I do like the workhorse long. I like Neo long, which we already are, and then we're waiting for Palantir levels, guys.
Okay, sorry, just reading some of these headlines here, still coming through, guys. Carnival, they're talking about certain Galveston, Texas itineraries and Miami itineraries. This is almost a weekly occurrence now, these cruise lines coming out with certain trips that they're being forced to cancel, obviously because of COVID. So, yeah, we'll watch the cruise lines. I want to make sure we get through this Liz High Incorporated. It's a technology company specifically on the software side of things. They make in-car, in-dash audio components for vehicles over in China. They announced this morning they're teaming up with XPeng. So that right there, just that language alone, regardless of what the deal is going to get a nice little pop here. But Lizzie, guys, big mover here this morning, 88%.
This is a volume maker too, because it's already done 25 million shares. I wonder if the connection with XPeng is any reason why it's got a lot of hype to it. But either way, it did pull back, and it looked like it was going to be a retracement play. No moss. When the volume picks up this much, and you get a consolidation off like a $4 level, I watched this sort of break through like a 380. Well, just right after it broke through 380 when I sat down this morning, and it looked strong then. It still has that feel. I'm looking for like a 460 break, maybe a chance to catch a bounce off of 420 on LIZI here. So Lizzie, it feels like it could be just in terms of volume and volatility and maybe the ability to make money on 10, 15, 20, even 20 cent moves because the volume's so good. It could be like Fuel Cell was yesterday for a lot of traders. So definitely watching LIZI. If it holds this 4 to 420 level, watch out for that 460 break because you can be profitable. That's like 10% move before you even touch the high of the day.
Yeah, I haven't looked at Lizzie yet, but I did want to give you guys a call here on Palantir because I know that's a name that a lot of you are looking at right now. Still, come on, let's go Palantir. Okay, so 2350 could come into play. I do have some bids down here low side just in case we're able to get a dip buy down here, 2330, 2320 in change. And then we're just going to use 23 as an out because, again, I think if 23 breaks, we could gap fill. So we do like 23 as a short as well, but I'll be long already. So we'll see about reversing it into a short. Hopefully that trade will come through. And then gap fills down back to 2240. Upside, again, I like 2450, which was created a couple days ago. We're going to wait for that to break before we go real big shares long, 2450 Palantir. Otherwise, we'll wait for a dip back into 23 with only 3 minutes to go.
All right, guys, one more little one, relatively small, that's been in play over the past couple of weeks. Nano Dimensions, we mentioned the offering that they completely absorbed. It was rather large, too. $200+ million offering that was completely absorbed. We're back to the upside for NNDM today. It's been pretty active here in the pre-market as well. This high up here, just wanted to mention, 740 was that recent high for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was some chatter in the chat about this one. And I threw in, I liked both the 7 and that, 7 area, and the 740 is the big one. So I'm going to resist the temptation to be going ham. Is that what they say, the kids say, on a 7 break? But I think just because I think 740 is going to be looming larger and I want to shot the short off of it. But I think it's worth a look here through that 7. And then if 740 is a turn point, I wouldn't be hesitant to roll into a short. If it breaks through, you want to think about at least holding some or adding to your position or jumping into a new position on a 740 break. But as you said, Brendan, very, very well received the offering. That's always a bullish sign for a name.
Talk one more. Yeah, a couple minutes to go here before we get to the open. I want to mention the Supercom. They picked up 2 new contracts that were worth about the same amount as the market cap of the company. So a nice pop to the upside. On the daily chart, you can go back 2 or 3 days, and there was a gap to the upside that got faded hard. The top end of that was 128 or 130. Already tested that in the pre-market. We're kind of consolidating around 120. So watch 125 to 130 on SPCB, guys.
Oh, I'll be watching it because I almost don't want to give it to that 130 mark, Brendan. I mentioned this one in the middle of our little talk here, pre-market. I talked about this 118 level, and it was nothing to do with the size in level 2 or any kind of big bid there, but it just cannot break through. And if it does, that's what I'm going to be all about for taking profit out. It's got to go downside here. 107 is the close, so you're really talking from here to that yesterday's close, only about 10% worth of profits. And when there's a cap on what I think the upside of the trade is going to be, that's why the tighter stop today on SPCB.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna wait here on a couple of these trades. So we do have, yeah, like my enter button's not working here. So, okay, 47.30. We just took some more at VWAP here of NEO. We took some more long, 47.82. So that's looking pretty good. I do like a break to the high side now of 48.50. And yeah, okay, good. I see Mark getting the keyboard. Thank you.
He got you.
Yeah, this my enter button I don't think is working right now, so I'll have to use the other enter. And you guys know that's the thing about preparation. If things start messing up, sometimes it becomes hard. But no rush, Mark. If you just leave it here, I can do it in a couple minutes. I'll get used to this. The market's about to open up here in only 20 seconds, guys.
Yeah, just under 30 seconds to go. Pouncer broke. Yeah, it broke that 23.50 for me. I want to trade after the market opens. It's similar to what I was looking at for CrowdStrike. Prefer it after the open, especially being a New York stock. You know it could be a little bit delayed, but you know it's time to drop that bell. Miss V is locked and loaded and ready to go. We got a countdown today because the graphics are back. So there it is, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This market is open. Let's get this party started. Okay. So first look for me is going to be, of course, I just talked about pounds here off that 23.50 area. So now that the market is open, let's see if we can't take a quick little long off this level. If it breaks below, I'd like to have a tighter stop here. I don't want to pay up too much for this trade. Ultimately, but it is going to be a rather tight stop to that 23.50. If it breaks that, remember, I want to see it bouncing off of 23 even for a shot on PLTR. CrowdStrike we're going to get to in a minute as well. Palantir looking like it's already trying to run here, guys.
Yeah, exactly. We have 24.50 on Palantir. We're already long on NEO here, so we're going to wait to see that. We do have the new keyboard is in the building, so we're going to watch out for that. We're going to get long in Workhorse too in a minute, breaking through 21.67. So WKHS there, NQ. Let's see what happens on a break. We have 21.70, the high break there. We're going to see about that. NEO.
We couldn't hit it yesterday, Sean, but whoa. Going to get some out of this Palantir. Some more out of this Palantir because look at that offer. A couple of 100,000 share offers at 24. So the 23.50 break good. It broke. I was about to try to get more shares on that break, but maybe let's wait for a dip. It's already a nice one here in PLTR. It's not usually me that's on this level, but I like that 23.50. We talked about it. Waited for the open. Obviously, you could have had it in the pre-market. I didn't take that break. We go over this all the time. Where we like to wait for the stock to open up. A Palantir making a nice little move. If it comes back below that 23.50, I will certainly get out and reevaluate.
Okay, we'll unplug ourselves a little bit. We go Workhorse long. They're 21.70. Out. Our best out 94. So we're going to hold this one. We still have it. We're going to wait to see where this one wants to go. Workhorse, giving it back to this low, 21. Let's just give it back to 21, guys, all the way. We took out some profit there. If it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to go. We know the Workhorse name comes strong. Look at this, guys. Here goes NEO. We're long at 48.18, so let's take some more out. Bang! Nice little win. Look at this off this reload. Let's go, Niall. We're going to go longer again on a break. Your boy did it again here on NIO. Making moves now to the upside. Yes, sirree. There it is. Give it to me, baby. This stock just keeps on ripping to the high side. Good trade here on NIO. We just went longer again, but look at that size. They are trying to sell this, so be careful here.
There was the break on CrowdStrike, and I talked about how hard it would be. Usually at 9:30, there is volume that comes in, but there's the break. It smacks down 250 and then right back up. That's a 1-minute chart for you guys, and we're already recovering in. This is the trouble with not allowing some of these stocks to settle down. Let's see what happens. If Crowd can hold this 160 on the pullback, I'll try to roll into a bit of a short. We're back above 24 on pounds here, so still about 40 cents in the money on that name. I did take profits out in front, now trying to hold the rest for the next level break. Sean gave you 24.50, and I concur. That's where I'd like to get the next tranche out, and I'm only using that word because they're not doing Tesla to the S&P in 2 tranches. Is that, maybe that's not the plural of tranche. I don't know, whatever. I mean, I might have said that wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the plural
right now,
of tranche?
NEO ripping to the high side, downside, back down right now. So we're going to have to watch out for that one. I have to take a call here, NEO, if you can take this over. Brenda, what's up?
Another one to look at here, guys. Zscaler, ZS, big move up here, 164 to 170. Huge volume coming in for ZS, all-time highs after better than expected earnings for this one as well. Neil.
Absolutely. I just got into this CrowdStrike on the way back, literally at 158. So I'll definitely be paying a couple of bucks here if it does break back up. And Palantir is making a move to the upside, but I got to watch. And look at this. This is how fast it immediately goes. That's me completely missing the stop on CrowdStrike. And then you're going to have to pay down a little bit. Again, this stock is probably more volatile than expected. Even after it opens, you saw what just happened. Stop order not triggering through, so we're going to take the hit on this name. 160, obviously a good break to the long side, but he had to pay almost $1 to $1.50 instantly on that name, guys. That stop had almost no chance. Palantir, just want to quickly jump back. It just turned off of that 24.50 area, 24.37. I think that's splitting hairs. Starting to come back a little bit heavily. Definitely going to like 24.50 for a break when you get a hard turn like that in front of the level, but certainly going to look to take some more profit off. I'll allow it to pull back into this 24. I'm still going to go with break even here because there could be a dip buy yet to come on Palantir, guys. Brendan, what's up?
We brought this to you live. Spirit Airlines, guys, save big pop there at the open. 23.50 up to 24 after they updated. Their current quarter and the first quarter of 21 better than expected. Results expected for save. So some of the airlines catching a bid, guys.
Yeah, definitely catching a bid. NNDM tried to catch a bid. I mean, it didn't try to catch a bid. It broke that 7 even. Not quite quick enough on the keys to get out on the break, but this is one I wanted to see if we could hold on to. That 740 level was also looming. If it cannot hold, and it actually just, I want to show you the level 2, guys. It actually was trying to hold an offer of that 7 even. Now the offer is coming down to 695. The only dip I like is right into this pre-market area at 680. So if it bounces off of here, I'm looking to add in the 90 range and then work this one back above 7. I can add one time only. Don't want this one testing the lows here. Palantir trying to bounce off 24, but it looks like it's going to run out of steam here, guys. Still at 23.50 in terms of flat for me. Sundial has a seller at 75. I'll be looking at that in just a few minutes or just a few seconds here. What's up there, Bren?
Another one we were looking at, guys, NNDM, Nano Dimensions, big reversal off of 720. So we got into that area. We mentioned 740, but 720 up to 740. And then a big hard reversal back below 7 on volume, guys, for NNDM.
Yeah, and it literally just bounced. I talked about trying to pick some up there in the 90s. Missed my shot to do so. This time I'm going to have to because I didn't get the dip buy. That means my average price is going to be, you know what, I can't say the word, but we're going to be shorting off that 740. As Brendan just mentioned, it looks like it's going to be a bit of resistance, guys. When that happens, so you just have to look to take some off. I want to quickly, if I can, jump back over to Palantir. Of course, that's going to be, it was the big one. Off that 23.50 look, but you can see it didn't quite bounce off 24. We're still in breakout range, and this is what I was waiting for. The first little dip, we just got some. I'm going to see if I can't add to this below the 24 mark. If it breaks 24 again, look to run some more shares up to what is the current high at 24.37. Now, again, I'm only giving it to that 23.50 mark, so yes, my price is now about 23.70 because I bought up a little bit, but I'm willing to risk down to that 23.50. That's been the stop all morning long. I don't really see any reason to change it now.
All right. Come back here and notice that Neo tanked, guys. We talked about that. Where was I to go short on this one, guys? We talked about, so we went long, obviously the long loss, but we talked about 47.50 being a problem, and where we got out, that was a great shorting opportunity there at 47.50, so missed that one. And then there goes Workhorse breaking that bottom. I had contractors in my house, and they tripped the alarm, so I had to make sure that they don't send the cops to my place, so that's what happened there. 21.30, it's live TV, guys, so that's what we're doing. 21.30, okay, so Workhorse does drop. This is a good spot to actually get more long. Yesterday's close and yesterday's levels, so we stop there and we go to 20.66 there. I'm going to buy some more Workhorse down here and then use this 20.50 or so as the out. Let's get some more Workhorse right now.
And I talked about a couple of levels here on a pullback or a dip on fuel cell, 775 and 8 even. 8 even was just an entire chop, so nothing to see there. But we bounced almost, not quite to the penny. We got down to like 770 before bouncing off of this 75 area. So I'm going to try to pick some shares up here on the way back in. Watch out, Palantir's coming all the way back, 23.50 about to break. So as good as it was off of the open, it's trying to hold that level on the way in. 775 is where I was looking to bottom pick here. So I'm going to try and pick some shares up, starting at about that 80 range on fuel cell, but I don't want it breaking that 75 again.
Yeah, right. Feeling that one. Workhorse, we go long against our average price, 21.17. It actually goes all the way up there to 09. So we actually more than doubled our position down here using this bottom for Workhorse. We'll see what the market wants to do here. That's the only stock I'm looking at right now. I apologize. I didn't even see what Palantir's been doing. I know Neil's been on that one as well. Neo CGC. Let's look at CGC right now. What's up, Brendan?
Just checking on Omeros Corporation. Looks like FDA approval for one of their products that they've been working on. So just bounced off 14 here. We're all the way back to 14. This thing was trading almost 17 in the aftermarket yesterday when this news came out. But big volume spike there for OMER, guys.
OMER. Okay, we'll look at that in a minute. I'm just trying to get some orders straighted out here. We're looking at Rolls-Royce again here today. Rolls-Royce on the pink sheets, 7 million shares. So we'll look at that and see if we can trade that. But I am very, not concerned, but I am looking at this Workhorse right now. I like this 21.17 price that we have. Do I think we can get back upside? Yes, I do. Why not at least to 21.30 where we broke, and then we'll look at 21.50. So I'm planning on this for a little bit of a long-term hold here, Neil. Let's see if we can get high and make back that Neo money that we managed to somehow lose there when we liked that short through that level. I'm looking for some more names. Looks like marijuana and cannabis not really doing anything. XPEV and Neo falling here.
Yeah, here comes a fuel cell. We'll go with, I don't know, Mortal Kombat. 775, good level, but you allow it to bounce off that level before you do a little bit of bottom pick. Just got 10 cents out here. Gonna get some more in front of that 8 even number. Looks like it's so far a good one in fuel cell. Little tighter stops and then try to take some bigger wins here. B. Wickens, what's up, buddy?
Pretty impressive pop there on Snowflake. One from the watch list, guys, coming up to that initial high once again. 315.20 up there, 7% now for Snowflake from the watch list, guys.
Oh, right, that thing.
Yeah, we love that Snowflake, guys. Good little look on Snowflake. But yeah, look, that stock's been a good one for the long. If you've been an investor from the beginning of time, I'm well invested into this trade here with Workhorse. So that's why we keep looking there, and our eyes are not changing off that. But we'll go back to Neo here, looking to make a base right now. So I think that base could be something that we look at as a long. This break here, 46.90, looking real nice for a break here on Neo. So Boeing as well. Wow, look at Boeing, guys. We made this call at 217 just a couple days ago, along with GE at 1050 or so. We'll check back on that one. But look at Boeing, guys. I hinted that this may be my call for 2021 Boeing, but it's already going now. We might have missed it. We might have made a call a little early on this one, but 217 is a decent spot right now. Are we ready for Brendan?
Michaels, guys, another one with earnings. Yeah, Michaels beating expectations on earnings. So a big reversal there, 1140 to 1150. Ended up being a spot of resistance. We're right back below 11. So trying to fade this Michaels move, guys.
24.50 on Palantir just continues to be a good level. We'll go Superman here because just took some shares out in front of this lower high, 24.30. I got my best exit point. I started taking it at 24.20. Now remember, my new price was at 23.70 here, just sort of smack dab in the middle of that breakout and the bounce off 23.50. I'm probably not going to change my stop here. I really don't have that much left, and I can just roll the rest of this into that 50 mark and then add on a 24.50 break. So far, so good on Palantir. It really does feel like it wants to breakout is the wrong word for Palantir, but bust through this next or this current level of 50, which needs to go. And I think the rocket ship is in 23.50. What a great pullback buy it should have been. I should have had some down at the absolute bottom, but that was a little faster than it seemed.
Yeah, buddy, we love that Palantir break of 24.50. That's exactly where we have our order. So we're going to get ready to go crazy when that one happens. Also, guys, Workhorse, here it goes right now. Palantir actually, 24.50 PLTR. My Workhorse order is now in the money. So we're going to watch out for that. Palantir just bounces off 24.50 again. That was the level that I gave you. The point is, Neil's long, which is fantastic. But when we were down here, we looked at 24.50. Yeah, Brandon.
Another one to look at, guys. Blink Charging just popping up here. They just signed a deal, looks like, with Burger King. They're going to deploy EV charging stations across, they're calling it Northeast Burger King locations. So big volume spike and price spike as well for Blink.
All right, there Goes through 24.50. We now have it. Decent position now on Palantir. We're in this one. Let's see how high it wants to go, man. 24.50. We have that play. We're long actually at 57. It's not a fantastic price. But here we go. We got the big stick on right now. So let's take some out, guys, as we're going here on Palantir. You're seeing me hit keys like a maniac, and we're just getting out as we go on Palantir, guys. Good trade there.
I don't know if you saw that, Sean. A great trade. I hope you got some in front of that 70 because I tried to quickly go to the level 2 here. There was a big seller that stepped up for 100,000 shares. That's why a bit of a dip. Now, 100,000 shares on 16 million and on Palantir, that's not a ton, but look at the hard reversal. That's why take a little bit of profit. I got some right at that 70 mark. And again, you know, with a couple of legs to this trade, if it holds 50 and then busts through that 70, I want to get some out on the north side and then try and run it into 25 even. I want to quickly go back over to fuel cell. I know there's a lot going on. Obviously, you guys can see our positions at the bottom, so keep that in mind. Fuel cell has broken through 8 even. We had that 780. I wanted to be adding around that 775. There wasn't much consolidation at that first support, so I'm just going to hold the rest of my position to see if that last 20% can get us up to 825. Or at least a little closer to today's high in fuel cell. I've scalped a bunch of it off. I said being active and taking the 5, 10-cent wins and 15-cent wins makes sense because it was good yesterday. Going to try to do the same thing here today. Brennan, what's up?
Novio Pharmaceuticals starting to go here. They signed a new manufacturing deal for a COVID-19 vaccine with the company here from Japan. So it just took out day highs there for INO. 6.5%. Decent volume behind this as well for INO.
Okay, so basically Workhorse and Palantir are the two stocks that we have on board right now. Workhorse 21.17 long. It goes all the way to 24, but I'm still thinking we got to break this VWAP. So let's put some orders upside here on VWAP, and we'll wait to see what we want to do there. But 21.25 would be pretty sweet if that does come in here. So we're going to wait to see on that one for the VWAP. Palantir's coming back. I'm going to give this one all the way back to 23.80 or so down here, where we just sort of had a little bit of a bunched up area. We're going to give that one all the way back to 23.80 on Palantir, and otherwise our best outs, man, 70s, 80s, some stuff up there on Palantir. So that's been a big trade for me. My best of the day, obviously. We lost on Neo, and we're waiting for Workhorse to go now.
Yeah, and we'll go with I don't know. You didn't hit a button for that. We'll do backflips because we missed them yesterday and we couldn't do anything. We couldn't make them up. We could bang the table, we could do whatever, but we couldn't hit our graphics. Now we can. This SPCB, Brendan talked about that one right before we came back for the open. Rolled through that 118 finally. So profit, I had bids all the way down here, so didn't have to do much except let the profits roll in. Remember, 107 close on this name. I don't expect it to go much further than that. Brendan, what's up?
Look at Elastic. I've never even heard of this company. ESTC, it's a Netherlands-based software maker. Big move up today on earnings. They reported aftermarket yesterday. It's already gone from 130 to 139, guys.
Great to hear my friend Michael on the earpiece. Hey, Michael, how's it going? My friend, I hope you're doing well. Just another piece of our team here, and we can't do this without our team. So shout out to everybody on IT. Shout out to, obviously, Rob and Lucas as well. As Mr. Michael there, thank you so much for those call-outs. Okay, Workhorse, here we go. Finally starting to go up, man. We got out there. We're long, remember, at 21.11. Workhorse off this average in. I had to go take a call, so that's why we had to fall out here. And that's not why, but we did find out a nice little average in spot was yesterday's close. So I would have loved to get a little bit better, but when I sat down, we had to punch long 2088, and we got more than double our shares from this spot. We already took out a profit. Now we're taking out a profit again. Let's keep going to the high side on this one, guys. Workhorse running. Palantir running as well to the downside. So we're going to have to wait to see where that one wants to go, Neil.
Hold that quarter, hopefully, is what I'm hoping on Palantir. But CrowdStrike, obviously you saw missing your stop is going to kill you guys. We paid an extra $1.50 on that one. 163, get right back on the horse. All-time high, about to get broken here. Just busted through the top. Caught that one at about like 20s or so. Let's see if this one wants to run. It did make a push here up to 162 before this run, so got to give it at least to that level. I'll trust my stop and maybe cross it a little bit more aggressively with the limit order to get out if this does want to come back down. But CrowdStrike, we talked about this and Zscaler to the upside, and Splunk. These ones did not splunk on their earnings.
And here we go, guys. Superman on Workhorse. Feeling pretty good about this trade, guys. All the way back up. A couple outs again for some profits. What's up, B?
Carnival earlier. Let's have a look at Norwegian. Look at this move. 23.60 to 24. A little bit of a pullback here. 3% though. Bank of America with a late upgrade on Norwegian, guys.
All right, Norwegian. Oh yeah, Carnival. That was another name that we had here today, guys. Carnival Cruise Lines. We wanted to look at that one. We talked about it taking out the high. I think I have an order in for that. We'll see what does happen though on that one. Carnival, yeah, 22. Oh, it failed at 21.67. I don't know why. We should have taken that one as a high side trade. But what about 21.85? We'll do some more work onto that one as we go. But right now, guys, Workhorse up to 28. We're still watching that as it goes.
Yeah, and like EVK, I think we talked about this. Difficult to get locates on the short trade. It did make a double top here before rolling back over. This 560 level did not hold. Remember, I said this would be the place where if we could consolidate and bust off of it, I would think about a long. That didn't happen. So if I can get the shorts, I will be looking for something beneath that 560 area. It is what it is. I'm not going to fight it. If you can only go one direction, it does not mean you force to trade in that direction, people. There is the push up a higher on fuel cell, so it's going towards this lower high that it put in. As I said, going to try and start maybe taking this off a little bit more aggressively for profit after what I saw the way it traded yesterday. So nice little dip buy. We talked about two levels, 8 and 775. When it bounced off of this 75 area, we picked it on the way back up and then right into the high of the day. So nice little winner here on fuel cell. I think there's going to be more to come on this one.
Okay, Palantir pulling back, but that's fine. We actually sort of expecting, we're waiting for Workhorse to break through 2140 here. I don't know what's taking it so long to do that. But here we go, guys. Palantir making moves back to the downside. We're going to get a little bit more here in VWAP, then get out of the rest if it does break back down below this 2390 level, just to make sure those are the right levels. Well, actually,
previous pre-market high was 2390.
Yeah, we're going to get out actually if it breaks below 22. Actually, 23 is where we're going to get out, guys. Sorry, a break of 24. What's up, B?
Another one, guys, moving around here in the pre-market and early on. Iterum Therapeutics, ITRM, RA Capital, announcing a nearly 19% stake in this one here. RTRM, 55% through $1 there on a monster volume spike, guys.
Wow, yet another name to watch. I want to go back quickly over to CrowdStrike, guys. It is trying to continue this break up here, and I feel like if I'm going to risk $1, you know what I'm going to say here. Got to think about taking. There we go. Load up that chart. And as I said it, of course, I just got the fill to get a buck out. That's the first third. I try to keep that ratio, whatever you want to call it. It's not the Randy ratio, but it's the profit-taking ratio. If anyone knows what that even talking about there, you got to be a Minnesota fan. If we get to 165, I will definitely take another leg off. And then from there, let's just see this puppy run. CrowdStrike blew it away. We did mention we like this better than Zscaler today. Nothing against Zscaler, just a little more activity usually on CrowdStrike. I want to see that bounce off Palantir as well, Sean. I picked some shares up in front of 24 as well. 2390 was a previous pre-market, as we said, pre-market top where the breakout continued through.
Come on, Workhorse. Like, why aren't you breaking out? Yeah, we picked some up there at the bottom as well. 24 and change. We just talked about that one right there. What a great pickup that was. 2407. Yeah, sometimes when you're lucky, you're good, you're lucky to be good, vice versa. I mean, this could have easily cracked, but let's take a little bit more out here to not let this go too far against us. Brendan, what's up?
Busy morning so far, guys. Another earnings name, OKTA, one from the cloud space with better than expected result aftermarket yesterday, all the way to 244 there in the aftermarket. You can see how that level came into play in the pre-market there. 256 now, 10% for OKTA.
OKNNDM. So obviously mixed result. We first grabbed this long position on the break. It was just all over the place. I told you guys I wanted to pick some up in the 80s and 90s. Again, this happened way too fast and it was in a few names at the time, so unable to sort of get to that. I then took the trade out basically flat and waited for the dip at the price I wanted before, guys. So we got this at 95. Just took it out here as it broke towards that 740. Now remember, Brendan talked about this and he said it twice because it's important. And if Brendan said the price twice, then I'm not going to ignore it. So I'm definitely taking this trade off on NNDM in front, taking my profits off that 740, and then see what happens, guys. So I just took another leg out here at 20. I'll get the rest out exactly in front of that 740, somewhere in the 30 to 35 range. But good bounce play on NNDM. I did bungle the initial entry point, but it gave me that price a second time. If the market smiles on you, make sure you get that trade the second time. But you miss it once, you might not get it again.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we're just going to watch some of these stocks here as my eyes are going everywhere, waiting to see if we can find a pickup here on NIO. It's been a monster mover for us. Today we took the long there and it fell on its face. We gave you 47.50 as an area right there to break downside. It does break. We get out of our long initially, but that would have been a fantastic short. So now we're looking at a break here, guys, of 47.40. If we can break actually right where I got out, we're going to go long on NIO, and I do like it. Retrace back to the high side here. I mean, it's probably profit taking coming out here on NIO, but I do like 47.45 or so. I mean, call it 47.50 if you want on that break of NIO. So hopefully that comes through, but it looks like it's heading to the downside here. We'll find some downside levels for you as well. What's up, E?
We brought this to you in the pre-market, guys. AMC with the offering 5% to the downside. Looks like 415 might be the stopping point here. Big sell volume alert just came in there. 5% on AMC following the offering, guys.
Yes, we did talk about that one. It's like I said a couple seconds ago, there's a lot to be watching today. If AMC wants to bounce on an offering, and you heard about the surge in cases, you see what's going on over in California. I mean, it's going to be a difficult story for me. You can't be a lover of Disney without realizing that there's a trouble for the theaters here. I want to be playing off of course, it's 420. I want to be playing off his 420 level if I can. Look, you can sort of see yesterday in the afternoon, bit of bounce off that price. The previous day before, some resistance there, some chop. It's a nice little level to work off of on AMC. 420 is going to be where I short in front of. 420 is going to be where the stop is, guys. Someone calling out the haircut. Get a proper haircut. You know, we actually are in a lockdown. I cannot go to my barber. I'm not like Brendan. I can't cut my own hair.
Wow, people calling out Neil for his hair. Wow, you guys are ruthless.
That's cold. Maybe it wasn't the color. I don't know. Maybe
man. It's cold-blooded. How's my hair? I mean, I got my guy as well going through. So we'll do that. But yeah, okay. NIO, again, we said we'd find some downside spots. I don't actually have many here to the downside. I wish I could find one for you. I mean, we could use a 46 break here. If we zoom out a little bit, 46, 45, 50. You see, like, there's not much here, man. We closed the other day around 46 2 days ago. That could be a spot. Yeah, you know what? A 46 break is worth a shot here, just in case this does get going. VWAP is at 47. I still like 47.50. 47.40 has a nice long. 46 flat could be a breaking spot as well, Mr. Wicken.
We were talking about this one, I want to say Monday it was, Amethyst, AMTX, but Wainwright upgrade on this one today. It might have been longer ago. I remember talking about this recently. AMTX, though, big move up here through $3 once again, kind of getting back into a congestion area. Wainwright with an upgrade on this one today, guys.
So definitely be watching AMTX. I just want to let you guys know I did throw some orders out here because I don't want to miss a push up into AMC. So if it bounces off VWAP, I want to be seeing if I can get into something in the mid-teens here and then risk about 5 pennies to that 20 mark and then see if I can't catch a rollover. So I want to be prepared. There's been so much activity. I feel like preparation is definitely going to be the name of the game. CrowdStrike, just to go back to this one, first third of it, I almost said tranche again, was successful. It did not get to 165. Turn around here, 164.50. Maybe I should have, when it consolidated a couple of times, it's close enough to the second target. Usually should have had it. I want to see if we can bounce off this 162. I'm willing to give up the buck on the rest of this trade. If it happens, that's unfortunate. If we bounce off 162, I'll probably take 163 again, same price, and then maybe be more aggressive around 64 to 64.50. But the stop is already locked and loaded and ready to go. Palantir is having trouble getting back to the 24.50 mark, sort of getting to like 35 and then stalling out just a little bit. Still have that one basically right here on Palantir. Of course, we had a 24.30 average price, but the last entry was at 05s.
I love it. I think we're going to see here on Boeing 233.60, 233.70 breakout spot on Boeing. I think that we could get that. Again, it just bounced off VWAP there. Not a bad spot to look at that. If we can get it back down here, 231 or so, and then use a 230.50 or so as our outwards, the bottom of that wick. So let's put some on the downside here for Boeing around this 231.50 or so. So that's $1 down. And we'll take a break on an upside of 233.65. What's up, Shakib? I'm here drinking. Don't worry. We've got this going. And apparently everything is fine at my house as the police have not been sent and the contractor has put in the code and we are good to go. 233.70 here for a break on Boeing. The only trade we have on right now, guys, is this Palantir.
Let's go Palantir.
And we're going to wait for it. We're just going to wait. We got some out again at 40 off of this refresh. 36s, I believe they were, 33, 34. 436 or so up there for a loss. We still are positive on Palantir, but we're holding this. And this will turn negative if it does come back down here. 2380 is going to be our out on Palantir, but I do like that Boeing play. Let's get some orders in, guys.
Also, Sean, if all you got to do is run and make a phone call and everything's right, it's better than jetting out of the Maddie at like close to midnight. That's a local bar, running down the street because your office alarm, and our trading floor that Sean and I used to run, the alarm went off when we were at the bar, and we were literally running down Bloor Street because we thought we were getting jacked, and it turns out that was a false alarm as well. But yeah, that was so that's not a bad thing, guys.
I like that.
If all you got to do is make a phone call. Yeah, no one actually jacked us. They're not gonna. It was a nice building.
I just like the terminology, jacked. We thought we were getting jacked. Yeah, we had a bunch of computers. And I think we had like 30 or 40 terminals in there. But we were in an office building. Like, I mean, I don't know how.
I'm not sure what the thought process was of how they were supposed to get all that stuff out of there.
To a like 20-story office building without their security.
Come on, go.
CCL, we're long now. 2205, guys. 2203. CCL, nice break. We talked about that. We had this in there from the beginning of time. I actually wanted 2167 down there.
Whoa.
I have no idea why my order didn't fill, but there it goes. 2167 breaking was the real play on CCL, but we did take big shares, so we're going to watch CCL go to the high side here. 2206 right now. Let's hope it can break even higher.
I got lots of stop orders to clean up here and just going to go ahead and do that, but NNDM was sort of cruising to that 740. I was ready to get the rest of it out, and then it just snapped back. It was consolidating, looking okay at 715, 20 pennies in the money, and then snapped down to VWAP. Thank you for the reload, Blair. You're going to need it today. A lot of activity. I'm going to get out of this one if it breaks 7. Again, it might give me another chance at that 690 area, but NNDM so far has been a good one. CrowdStrike bounces back up into the 164 range. Of course, I missed the dip, but I'm not going to miss the out. If it gives me 164.50 or so, I'm just going to have to go ahead and take that. It'll be like, close to $1.50, but I still want that 165 break to hold the final third of that position, guys. Palantir, again, trying to bounce off that 24.30 area. And this is sort of like, if the long wins here off a bounce in VWAP, you had 23.50, you had a 24 break, you get 24.50 break. If we hold the VWAP bounce at 24.50, I feel like the sky is going to be the limit today. And I'm not going to try to short Palantir. I shouldn't say that. I'm not thinking about shorting Palantir, even if I get flat at some point in front of 25. It's already 10 o'clock. That's why I got the extra coffee here. But it also means we got to go to Brendan. It's time for Happening Now. How do you like his haircut? That's pretty good.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here. Still in positive territory. We are coming back a little bit. You can see the S&P back to almost flat here. The Dow about 0.25% still to the upside. The NASDAQ, though, leading the way so far today, about 0.4%. You can see the Russell following suit, 0.35%. Here in Toronto, 0.3% for the TSX, the BOVESPA. 0.3% as well, so it's a bit of a trend so far. A few things from the watch list to keep an eye on so far today. We talked about this high 315 for Snowflake. Yeah, it's gone. That was about $6 ago, so very, very strong so far. 10% almost today for Snowflake, $300 stock, so nice move. After earnings, Splunk, what a short this was off the open. 165 to 154 in a straight line there. If you caught Splunk to the downside, it was a great one this morning following earnings for them. And Workhorse, wanted to mention, did come back almost to that 2050 where we ended yesterday. Got a nice bounce there, but looks like we're starting to head southbound again, guys, for Workhorse. Back to you.
We come back to you and we're going to hit Superman right away because look at Boeing. Yes, sir. Bang! Big trade on Boeing here, guys. We put a lot of effort and time and money into this trade. Effort, I don't know about effort, but we do put it into this one. Boeing, let's go to a 1-minute chart. We just took some out. We gave you this 233.70. That's where we're long, guys. 233.80. We cross up. It's instantly, it's $1 in the money. Let's go upside here, Boeing. Let's see if you can't get excited like I am here. Boom! Another one. Boeing, guys, ripping to the high side. Great trade on Boeing, breaking through now, man. 234, nice little $1 in the money. Go! We get more than this. Let's just keep on going. We're out of 60% here on Boeing, and we're still going. We gave you this call. There it is. Yes, sir. I like that one. Bang! Pew that one out.
Okay, I apologize for that, Sean.
There.
On my board,
okay. This is a great
they made
trade.
a change when the room was here, so one of my keys turned into Pew, and I was trying to move over so I could hit this. We got a plane for it.
Oh, Boeing. Yeah, Boeing right now. You know what? Cooking with fire right here, as we say, guys. Big trade on Boeing. We're back, baby. Bang! That's a big trade right there. You guys like that one. We're here. It's a spicy meatball once again today, guys. $1.40 now. Let's just keep on going, Boeing. We're out of 70%.
Yeah, also flying high. Just remember CrowdStrike. I did take it this time. I had to take that 164.50, the buck half. If it breaks 165, I'm holding tight. We got the bounce play. It's starting to go on Palantir again. I did take some more off at 24.50. Just seems like a prudent thing to do. Maybe I'll do the same at 75. And I still have an order up here in front of 25 even. So that continues to be a good run. We don't actually have a key for Palantir.
No, we
How
do not.
did that happen, Sean? How did that happen?
Well, I mean, is it the same key for the hot dog gun? Which key? Rob, which key on here is me firing off hot dogs? There isn't one. Okay, there you go, Neil. So that's
because it's traumatic.
That's why we don't have
the
any
single most traumatic episode in Simpsons history involved the hot dog gun, and it still hurts me today to watch Ned Flanders' wife perish. So sadly.
Okay, guys, so the only 3 positions we have on right now, we're back, man. We're huge today. This has been a great day, other than that NEO trade. CCL is a problem right now, but that's why we go over to it. We're going to just talk about it a little bit here. We are long right here at 22. I do believe in this name, but we're back from the dead. Look at Boeing, guys. Yes, what a big trade that is. We are long 233.80. I hope you have this with me, guys. Here it is, 236. Yo, what's up, A-Rob? Does your group like this trade or what? Boeing 233. Here's $3 now for you on Boeing. Here's 30 cents on Palantir. We held this one strong. We are positive on Palantir today, guys. Look at this buy at VWAP all the way up. Now we're back to where we went ham on this stock. The only problem is Carnival, as we're going to wait to see what that one does to the downside. Where's my out on Carnival, guys, you may ask? 21.69, right down here. We're going to give it all the way back to VWAP and see what happens. But wow, what a big time trade here on Palantir, guys.
Yeah, I love it. I just got another leg out in front of that 24.75. I have an order in front of 25, so not much to do here, but I do have to adjust my stop, on CrowdStrike. Now, if it breaks this 162, I'll dip away from this trade and see what happens if we can get a 160 retrace for a dip buy. When I take 2/3 off a profit, I'm always going to change my stop, usually on this type of a play. So we'll go with 162. It was previously going to be a little bit, 162 change. It was going to be a little bit lower than that, but so far so good on CrowdStrike. I did get into AMC, so 415 in front of 420. You guys know that number. I don't make it up. These are what they are. You saw it on the chart. But AMC 420, if it breaks, not going long, just covering my short.
Yeah, I'm trying to cover some CCL here. I just don't know. We got some more out at 99 there, some out at O's. We're long at 03. It's just this day is turning out to be huge as Palantir. Go! What up, Manny D? There you go. Thank you so much. Palantir. A couple members there. Best show and haircuts on YouTube. I agree, man. And then there we go. Manny D, thank you so much. And then Shakib, you're not a member. Manny. Well, let's drink now because now Shakib is a member, always reminding me to drink the water. And you know what? Screw the water for now, Shakib, because look at Palantir. We're making enough money that we could buy a bunch of water. Actually, I do not recommend, now that I go on this, I do not recommend bottled water. Not good for the environment for many reasons, as you guys know. Here we go. Palantir for the rescue. Your boy is back. We are here. We love the show. Boeing $3 in the money. Palantir 60 cents in the money. And CCL trying. Let's go.
Yeah, that 25, there's not the last leg, but it's another leg out at 97. There was, I don't know if you guys saw the level 2. Maybe you did when Sean was talking about it, but there was some sell action at 25 even. We expected that. If it breaks through, going to hold on this. Also going to have a bit of a trail. Move it up here. I'm not going to give it back to 24 even. We'll push it back closer to VWAP, maybe that quarter mark. But Palantir has been a big-time runner. CrowdStrike back to about flat, guys, but this one could start to go. I'll get back to that SPCB, which is running rather nicely down for me, but we got to go to Brennan, guys.
A bit of a trend developing on offerings, guys. This is Shift 4 payments. So Shift, the number 4, payment, 7.8%. They had a huge offering that they announced here in the pre-market this morning, but huge move. Just broke $60 there on quite a volume spike for FOUR, guys.
All right, gave this one to all viewers here. I'm going to tweet this out. You guys want this. You want me to tweet out my plays. You want to see why we're doing this. We talked about Boeing. This is my call of 2017, 2020. 21 already. A little early. We made it last week. You can check maybe a week ago on Twitter, 217. We bought this, so we're long 217. We're also long GE 1050. I love that name. We're out now of this. We're holding that last 10%. Let's see how high this one wants to fly. Palantir looking to break, man. Look, what a good out. That was near $25. So this one's coming back in, though. We're going to get a little bit more out.
Yeah, certainly, and I think you got to make sure you take some profit when you see a level like that on Palantir. Look, it's an even dollar. Of course, 25 is also going to be psychological. I promise you I get back that SPC. There you go, finally loading up there. Some consolidation off this 112. I think if it bounces back up to like 20s, maybe it's worth a re-entry. Same stop, 25s, same target, 107 for all of it to get out. I mean, Snowflake, what can we say about this one? You're not going to catch everything. That's just the reality. It's going to happen. 283.50 to 285 was the range I had. It never really gave you a test of that level and gave you the break off the top. So you take the break out of pre-market high with the stop down at that support area. And, well, you didn't have to worry about it here because you can see how far it's gone. Brendan, what's up?
Another huge mover again today. We saw this one yesterday get to all-time highs above 300. Spotify now, guys. 330 at the top there this morning. They had the Spotify Wrapped, 2020 Wrapped yesterday. Their kind of year in review for most streamed songs. That's over, I guess. But another day, another move here for Spotify.
Man, yeah. I mean, I'm loving Spotify right now. I just checked in my account. Small. I only have 10 shares left in my long-term account, but we hit that off. It's direct listing. I think it was 125, so 330 or whatever. Great trade. There on Spotify. We just get out of some Palantir here. As it does break 70, we take out another 10%. So these are all basically 10%. Like from this position, we averaged in, remember, on that average in. What a great trade. That was at 24. Bang, bang, bang. So each one of these is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I guess it's a little more than 90 there, but we do have 20% left. So some of these are not exactly 10%, but we have 20% left. We're going to see if it can moon past 25. And if it does that, then hell's to the yeah. So the only problem here is Carnival, and it's just going down. I mean, it's 10 cents out. Like, I can't believe we're calling this a problem, but I really thought that this should have ran already. So a little bit nervous about this. I'm just piecing it out, as you can see, every time we come back up to 22. But I think we're gonna have to start piecing out a little more on the downside here, as Carnival looks to be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, Xpeng is a bit of a problem if you had this long. Now, again, I only like the break, so if you're looking for a break trade, you want to see it test a level. This is why those levels matter. Look at the flush, but it's trying to put in a higher low. This thing came down literally like $4 in 3 minutes off of the open, retraced, now trying to come right back to that bottom. If it can hold here, you know, it's maybe worth a shot. It's one of those risk-reward plays. If 53 holds and you can catch something tight to it, you're looking at maybe, if you can limit yourself to 25, 30 cents worth of risk, and then maybe a bounce into VWAP, you're talking about $1.50. So if you get half that, it's about 3 to 1, right? So if you space out that profit taking into VWAP, you're looking at a 3 to 1 trade, but it's make sure you get that stop. You can't let it break that even, either 53.16, which is the current low, or 53 even, guys. So tricky-ish play. Make sure you get the price that you want. That's what I'm going to try and do here. Maybe an average of 40 in the event that it does break is going to be my plan.
Let's get out of some more Palantir. Nice little out there, 91. We're going to hold that and get out Palantir there. Now we're going to wait for the rest, man. We still have shares, so there's no problem. We still got this one. What a great out. That was on Boeing. Our last 10%. We hold it, though, out at 364. I mean, this is the thing. Sorry, 365. I keep thinking about Spotify. 236.50 there. If those of you, and again, thank you for joining. You know, if you know how I trade, you knew I was going to get out of some there. I get out always at the 50s, at the 25s. Like there's a 48, like 235, 44, 235, 236, 41 or whatever it was. And then there's some out ahead of 234. So I trade off of those key levels, guys. That's what my experience tells me to do. I'm going to stick with that. We are ready at the big screen now, though, with upgrades and downgrades with Mr. Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, let's talk upgrades and downgrades. Get you a few more symbols to look at this morning. Didn't mention this one in the pre-market news, obviously, earlier in the week. For Slack Technologies getting an upgrade today. Bottom of this side, you can see Square on here as well. SQ having a nice day, up almost 3%. On the downside of things, the big one, the standout there, Splunk, still, yeah, not good. Trying to bounce, but really not having much luck. Work here, Slack, obviously, with the deal with CRM. Not a huge move, but 43.20 down to 43-ish, 42.95, holding bottom end of the range here on an upgrade for work. We'll talk about this one as well. Once again, Splunk, the huge move down aftermarket. We're trying to get back above this 160 level, but it's failing right now miserably. Monster volume on Splunk once again today, guys.
Splunk. Okay, well, you know what? I think CCL might have just refused that bottom, so that might be a good one. We're going to try to buy some more now. We're going to try to buy some more CCL. I'm going to look at this 80 as our out. I feel like we should have just got some there. We just, I didn't mean to get out there. I should have canceled that. We did take some out. I told you we're taking some out of that name, so we're going to wait to see now as that continues to go higher. We just got some 93s long there, so now we get them out 94, 95, but we're now long. We took some more shares there on CCL 93. So let's wait to see what that wants to do. We got some out 94, then we took some more 93s, but I am trying to get more long if we ever come into this 80 area again, like 86, 87. I got a big order waiting at 86. We'll see if that can fill. Palantir, guys, breaks through 25. So yeah, we did it, guys. What a great trade that was. Again, we're cooking that up, man. We've been cooking up Palantir for a while. There it is, another spot out there, 24, 25.05. Look at this long, hold, all the way to the upside. My number one stock today is going to be Boeing. As that comes all the way back, let's see if it can take out even higher sides right now. I'm going to hold all the way back to flat for this one because I've dumped Boeing before too early and paid the price for doing that. So we're going to wait to see now if Boeing can keep on going. What a great trade this was, though. This is in 1 minute. Like, this is in 3 minutes. I gave you a $2.50 winner there on Boeing. So I hope that you like that one and that excited your profitability on that one. Thank you, Mr. Michael. It's Mr. Brendan.
Another one here, guys. We've talked about this past 2-3 days in a row now for CLRB. Another move here, 11% on volume. So we just took out the high there on a volume spike for CLRB. Positive news 2 days ago on this one, guys.
I do remember you, CLRB. I did get only the first leg into this little bottom play here on XPeng. Just sort of talked about the way we wanted to structure it a little bit earlier. I still have the last bit of Palantir. I'm really just going to trail this one and see how far it's going to go. Don't have any upside targets other than maybe some psychological ones at that 50 and maybe if the quarters wants to turn around. But XPeng, like I said, if I need to get prices in the south side of 53.50 now to make sure the plan is going to be in action there. CrowdStrike, on the other hand, this did pull back. Now, we already took 2/3 of it out, so we have already made money, some of that money back. Of course, we lost that initial short. If we can break through the 165, we're looking to hold through that top end break rather than take it off, and then see how far with this high flyer is going to go. Always follow the watch list. It's nothing. This is nothing against Zscaler. I haven't even looked at it since the open, but there's a reason Snow and CrowdStrike and Splunk were on the list today because those were the ones that were going to give you the moves.
Okay, and guess what, guys? Finally, we'll take some profit here if we can get it at 02. CCL, we're long 21.99. We never even lost on this stock, guys. I mean, right now, we're flat, including, that we're in the money 3 pennies. We did take some out here, as you guys know, right here, trying to figure out what was going to happen there at 22. This is right where we went long, so we're going to just wait on CCL here. I think this could be a big winner for us. Oh, and you want to talk about big winner, guys? Bang! Big one there. Superman's in the building with Palantir, Neil. I don't want to say, what do they say? We beat this one like a mule or something. I don't know what that is. But upside there, 24.50. Great trade right away. We got out some 73 and 80s there, and then all the way back down. And I know you picked some up down here at VWAP as well. We're still holding. To be honest with you, we have the profits on the board now. I don't know if you are there long. You still got some as well. So good on that one. People saying, Neil, why do you have like 500 positions? Did you want to address that? I guess there's a lot
too many of them. Look, there is, but remember CrowdStrike. I've already taken two tranches. I keep wanting to use that word, but 2 legs off of that one. Palantir, we're just down to the last like 10% of the position here. XPEP, I just barely started this one before getting into it, and then you go to a bit of a different tone, right? Those are all moving fast, but AMC, I mean, look, 420 breaks. I got one little short here. I got the price that I wanted, thankfully, 415. So make sure you get the prices you like. It breaks. It's a stop order to get in. It comes down to VWAP. I'll take some profit off, and it's a similar thing with SPCB. It's a slow-moving, smaller cap stock. I wouldn't trade 5 or 6 Palantirs, but certainly when you mix in some of those slow movers, you can do that with different styles of trade. There are advantages to it. Brendan, what's up?
Another alert on this one. NASDAQ, I just threw that up there. NASDAQ all-time highs, guys, for the composite as we speak. MIK, 15%. We were talking about this down here. 1140 as it made a new day high after earnings. So better than expected earnings for Michaels, guys.
We are just like
Michael.
Belly dead. Close your eyes, guys. I gave you the warning. Okay, there it comes. Look, man, we are just honestly, we're on fire right here today. I hope you are. We have one loser, and I had to go run because my god darn security was going off, and I didn't want the cops to show up at my place. This was a long, either way, this is a loss. So cops or not, we got out, but this would have been a short. Like I told you guys about reversing to 47.50. It doesn't matter. It's over with, and we'll be back tomorrow, or we're back right now. I mean, what am I talking about tomorrow? We'll be back with Neo. I'm going to find a spot for that. But other than that, man, everything's been pretty hot fire. Workhorse, we picked that up off this bottom. We got in there, out, picked up a nice bottom and out on the top there. Workhorse, basically a flat trade for me today on that one. Neo, we talked about. CCL, I mean, right here, guys, this is a 25-cent win we have on board. This is a $3 win. Boeing to the top right there. We took out big shares on that one. And I told you that we were going to do that. Maybe tomorrow I'll be on that list that Brendan shows with the top traders there. Yeah, that wasn't me, 125K. That guy beat me by about a lot. So we're going to wait to see on that one for tomorrow. But 237 upside. And again, guys, we don't talk about P&L here because I just want to show you this trade. Whether or not you take 1,000 shares, 10 shares, 100 shares, doesn't matter. Let's get better. And I love the feedback that we get on Twitter. Follow us all on Twitter about people saying that, I started watching the show. I started with $5,000 and now I'm at 10. Now I'm at 7. Now I'm at 6. Whatever it is, just keep on growing and keep on getting better. We are here for you and we're not going anywhere. We're even starting earlier. Catch us 8:30.
And that's the key. Starting earlier so you can prepare better, you can go over and then have a bunch of different names in here. And the thing is, as this stock at CrowdStrike I want to talk about here for a quick second, as this stock goes to the upside, when it breached 165, made another push up, I told you I wanted to hold through that break. I am going to slide my stop up to just about break even. I can't lose on the last third of this trade, just the way I want to approach it. I still have never gotten more shares into this XPeng here. It does not look like it wants to dip. I wanted to get in a couple of pieces here because it wasn't trading down below where I wanted to get the long in front of that low of the day, so unable to take what I wanted. But if it goes, it goes. I still wanted an average out of about $1, so that's what I'm going to go for on the shares that I have either way. And if it goes $2, it goes $2. That's just going to be part of it. I don't know where Palantir is going to go here, Sean. About the only thing I can do, and I think I did mention, I did move my stop. It is at 24.25. That's not a huge change, but it was below that 24 even previously. It is now up at that 24.25. 24.25. And if it bounces down here, it might be worth a dip buy. Definitely make a bit of a judgment call when it does get to that price. Nano Dimension, I actually got all out of NNDM. Well, I don't know if I can call it the greatest decision in the world, but remember that 740 level? Got out in front of it. It ends up breaking and then getting to about 760. So I would usually classify that as a fail break. Some might not. It did get through 750. Now that it's coming back in, I want to see if it can hold this 45 to 50 range. Maybe slide into a short position. I would use that high of day as my out. It's a nice even number, that 760, but got to get a price that I like, and it's got to be around that 45 to 50 mark on NNDM.
Guys, we are feeling ways today on these calls. Look at the bottom. Look at what we have on board. $8 out of Boeing if you just add up all of the outs there. Look at this. Boeing now days high again, guys. We're long at 233. CCL. Your boy was nervous about CCL, but not nervous enough not to load back up. And that's exactly what we did. Break CCL. Break yourself. 35 cents in the money now on this one, guys, as this buy, bang, that one to the upside. We're perfect today. We just missed out on Neo. And you want to know where Palantir's going? I have no idea. But look at that out. You're going to think that's fake. I did it live on the show for you. 235. What a great out that was on Palantir as we hold our last, I think it's like 5% on this one. We're out of Palantir, and what a great trade and what a great day this has been. Those are the only 3 longs I have. We're looking for more. I'm going to have a look at AMD in a minute, guys. Small cap recap with B. Wick.
Let's go back to small cap world. We'll jump into a few things that we were looking at in the pre-market. If you joined us between 8:30 and 9:30, this was one of them. Supercom on the list, guys. SPCB. This got super slow, super quick, but it did give you a nice little consolidation. We were talking about 120 up to 125 right before the open. Yeah, I mean, it's down to like 110, 112, 110, but little scalp. Never hurt anyone. Pretty easy trade, stress-free trade so far. Lizzie, the other one, teaming up with Xpeng on some technology. So this one also using 450, the black line 450 down here, support around 390 so far. We'll see what happens. It's slowing down already, volume dying out, but give you a couple of opportunities down to that 390 from 450. As long as it's below 450, nothing really to worry about on that one. There's a long way to go down to where this thing was trading yesterday. For Lizzie, EVK, the other one, very, very difficult to come up with locates on this. It seems like I haven't seen really anyone who was able to find any today, but 650 at the top end, tested it once and twice here, and then just absolutely fell apart down to 450. $2 move to the downside. The reason I say this is because even if you can't trade it today, maybe tomorrow we have locates, so we have to know what levels to look at if it is available for us tomorrow. Guys, back to you.
That's a big time point, Brendan. Even if you can't trade, you got to do your diligence. But you also cannot look a gift horse in the mouth. I know I'm not supposed to hit that at the same time. I didn't notice it was up there. Sorry, guys. But fuel cell, talked about only a couple of levels for you. One of them was 775. We got the long. We took it off in front of the lower high. Almost got top wick here, off by about a penny or so up when it got to like 813. When it broke 775, that's why I waited to go short. Certainly I could have had shorts earlier, but that's not the plan for me. I'm going to start taking it off, and I already did take off a third of this trade, and I'll do the next third in front of 750. If 750 breaks on FSL, 724 was yesterday's close. So those quarters are going to come into play for me on this one. So far, so good. It's been perfect on FSL. Let's try to keep that party going. Relatively tight stop here. I won't let it break 780 on the way back up.
Yeah, buddy, let's just keep on going and rocking and rolling at CCL now at 40. And I just tweeted out, and I was nervous about this trade, guys. So again, follow us all on. Look at this trade. I don't know. This could be, honestly, it's either this or the Palantir trade there that I think for me was my trade of the day. I'm actually going to go with CCL for me because I really feel that I managed the risk really good on this one. I was nervous. We got some out. We saw this bounce there at 2180. Believe me, guys, I told you when it happened that I was trying to load up down here, but we did miss the punch. Next, I'm going to hit a market order and get that long. What up, B?
Apologies, guys, if you mentioned this already, but the Boeing 737 and American Airlines completing the first passenger flight today. Yeah, CBS broadcasting crew talking about 737 flight. They were on 7% to the upside through to $16 here for American on that, guys.
AAL on the move. Good look there, Brendan. I don't know why I just saw a picture of an egg there, but I'm assuming there was another story going on there, Brendan. We talked about some of these other names here, and I just want to quickly come back to Lizzie. They had a deal, L-I-Z-I, with XPEV, but XPEV comes right back down. This is where I wanted to reload. Now, if it makes a third bottom here, I might have to pay up just a little bit to catch it on this bounce. I never quite got to that 54.40 mark to try and give me that dollar. That's what I'm looking for. It is a bottom pick. The risk reward has to be on. I did get into Nano Dimension here. My average price, 49s. So I talked about 45 to 50. I wanted an average price there with a 60 stop. If I'm going to short this thing, that's pretty much exactly what I got. Now I've got the XPEV. It breaks the bottom. I'm literally hands off. I'm just going to be out of this one. I don't even want to look at it because I don't want an excuse to buy more at the bottom. That's usually going to be trouble for me. Got to go over and manage a Nano Dimension here. I really do feel like if we do get a flush through this 730 price, we'll get down into VWAP here where it could be a bounce on 20s. If it does not, there was a lot of chop in this sort of 705 to 715 area. That's my ultimate target. Whether we get there or not on this particular trade, it remains to be seen. I'll definitely be taking some off in front of that 30 and then some off in front of VWAP just to be sure you lock in the profits when it moves there. When you're counter trend, which I'm obviously, I don't have to tell you I'm counter trend on Nano Dimension. My first trades were all longs and they won. Brendan, what's up?
Another earnings name, Kroger. Not so good for Kroger today, down 4%. They reported, I think it was pre-market this morning, actually, 32.50 down to 30.50 here. We're trying to bounce for KR, guys.
All right, Splunk looking to bounce a bit. We should have done a CRM. Okay, so I was going to say we should have done a CRM type play on Splunk like we mentioned we would, but we've just been so busy today with all these winners, believe it or not, guys. Boeing's been great. CCL. We are only now into 20% left. Look what 10% left. Look what we did. We noticed some stop spots there at 40. Now we're dumping through. Let's get out the rest if it breaks back through 25 and then just take out the profits. It's just been this kind of a day for us. Palantir, we took some out again. Now we have that 5% left. So now we're basically flat on Palantir. We'll hold a little bit back to VWAP and just see if that one takes off for us back to the upside. And even if we lose a little bit on 5%, we can still make some money. So that'll be a good one. We'll wait for that. And then, everything else we have, you already know about. Boeing, I'm kind of here. Like, that was a great out, 237.50. We could have, look, now that Brendan has shown us there that flight, now I'm getting even more excited. But yeah, it was AAL, but it's nice to see Boeing. Look, we're already up that 5%. Major Dow component, guys. 5% is pretty damn good for that one today. Again, my call on the long on this one was 217. That's where I'm long. And I'm also long GE 1050. You're not too late to that call if you do like this one. I think GE gets going as well. That'll probably be a good longer term call if you're watching this and you want to hold something for about 6 months. I do like this GE call as well.
General Electric, baby. And I actually just tweeted this one out and in DM. You want it to be one way, but it's the other way. And if you can tell me what that quote is, I'll definitely give you a shout out live on the show, or even who said it. But Nano Dimension went through the plan here, coming down fast. And I had an opportunity to maybe cancel some of these bids because it was looking like the bid was dropping off and take a little more profit, but not going to go ahead and do it. I got my orders in. I had the profit takes that I want. Now that it's come down off VWAP, this is where I always tighten my stop up. I'm not giving this to 760 anymore, guys. I'm going to give this back in towards not my average price, my initial entry point, this 45 area. That way it cannot be a losing trade. I've seen these bounce off VWAP before, or maybe even this chop area, but a nice little trade here on Nano Dimension. This one has not yet punched through. And I say that because it hasn't broken VWAP, so the trend's not broken. And it hasn't punched through this 760 top. Now, 740 was obviously a big level, but this high, if it goes on Nano Dimension, I gotta say, it could get parabolic to the upside. I know someone was saying it might go parabolic. I tried my hand short. It's worked, but 760 could give you what you guys are looking for if that's what you want.
Yeah, okay. Just writing a note to me wife here. Okay, GE 1050. I got this. Yeah, you said parabolic. I got a drink anyways. I got something stuck in my throat here. This fruit salad's not super tasty here today. I know, Neil, I think you're short XPEV, but I'm going to go over.
No, I'm out for a long. Actually, it's a good thing you just
were
said
long.
it.
Okay, someone said.
I was just about to give a shout out. I had just missed the name because I think it was. I need to be able to catch you. Who was this? Cincy Video Guru.
I saw someone
it
say
was
something.
Marlowe. You got it right. The Wire is the single greatest show in television history. But this is why you have a tight stop on this trade. I didn't go short here. Certainly, I could have on XPeng. XPeng, that's the name of the company. I can say the company name. We're allowed to. But it's a tight stop. We're going to lose about 30 pennies.
Not allowed.
It's so weird, Sean. Like, it's like
the proper name.
I feel like I've said the wrong thing if I don't say the stock symbol. I don't know.
That's what I think too. I like calling it XPEV. We used to call this one NIO, right? Because it was NIO, but then we decided to switch with NEO there because obviously that.
I like NIO better because I always feel like you guys are saying my name.
We don't want to confuse people. I don't know how confusing that is, but that was feedback that we got. So again, did you already? I think you might have mentioned this already, but I'm going to do it again because we want to have everybody watching today at 12:30. So normally it's 1, but at 12:30 we're coming back live and free once again to talk all about these 5 subjects right there, guys. Of relative volume. I'm not going to read them for you. You can do that yourself. But that's going to be an exciting one. Join us at 12:30, and then those will be posted up on our Market Wisdom page at some point as well. So check out our Market Wisdom page where you'll find all of the wisdom. I don't know if you want everything that's in here, but you may want everything that's in there trading-wise. As today, Boeing. Monster win. We talked about that. I'm just going to go over what I have on right now. CCL. So Boeing. Let's just talk. Give me a couple minutes here, guys. Boeing. We break the top there. That was a great trade. We did miss this VWAP trade. Not really nervous about that. We did like that. We were actually going to go longer at the bottom if you guys know about that one. CCL averaged in. We liked the 22 break. We talked about why, and then it came in. I was nervous. We took some off. We saw that rejection. We went hella long, and now this is just. ripping like crazy. NEO, bad mistake. We were long early, got out 47.50. Should have continued the short. We were not at our desk. Palantir, long and huge win right here. We did hold some of it. We buy more at VWAP. The rest is history. Rolls-Royce ain't doing anything. I'm actually flat on that one. I have 3 fills. And then Workhorse, this is a flat trade. We go in here, take it out. We should have got more aggressive on that 22. We let it fall back down, and the average is in work again. I'm surprised. I don't normally average in like that, but it's been working lately, so not bad strategy. Was that Valeria I heard?
I think so.
Brandon, what up?
One we talked about yesterday. We're going to get to Valeria in a second here. One we talked about yesterday, guys, Veritone. Just wanted to bring this to your attention as well. VERI. Look at this move from 21 to 25 in a straight line for Veritone today. Monster offering announced in the pre-market for VERI, but just straight higher. It's up more than 3%. Now we'll talk about what's going on over in Europe. About an hour left in the session. V, what is going on over there?
Hey Brandon, European shares are mostly in a negative territory. Rolls-Royce trading in London is up more than 10% after Bloomberg reported that the company sees a chance to return to narrow-body jet market. Back to you.
Yeah, monster volume on that. Yesterday, we even saw the listing on the OTC markets in North America moving around on Rolls-Royce yesterday, guys.
Also, think about it. When they close in London at 11:30, probably a good time for all the interest to go over to the OTC. So that's maybe not a bad spot to start looking at. I want to go over some of these names. Obviously, I have a few positions still on here that I want to talk to you guys about. CrowdStrike, we already took 2/3 of it off. We've adjusted our stop on it, and apologies for this little dark pool print. It kind of skews up the scaling here, but we're still grinding higher on CrowdStrike. It's trying to break through now this 165.75 top. I did move my stop to break even, so I can't lose on the final third of this position. Still got the long on the original 163 break. We're going to be down on the stock. If it goes to 170, we'll make back what we lost here, but this is what happens when you miss your stop in the morning, guys. I had a 160 stop. This was right at 6:30. Did not put it in aggressively enough, so missed it. Had to manually get out and scramble, and I wasn't on the level 2. That's what happens, guys, and you lose more than you expect. Thankfully, it looks like we're going to make it back. I do want to go back to AMC because this is threatening. This one's threatening that 420. Now, you're going to be counter trend. It's a tight stop. I do want it to get out some all the way down in front of VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and put those orders in just so I can leave this one alone. 420 break. I'm not looking to go long. Just cover the short position I have on.
All right. Yeah, we just tweeted out at Shaquille O'Neal because of Carnival Cruise Lines, spokesperson there. I wonder if he's going to be going on any kind of cruises lately. We just got out of our last. Now we have 10% officially left on Carnival. We got out at 50. And again, I say that all the time, that I wait until we get to key levels like 50 there. So we took it out at 49, but it's still Rip City here on this name. So we're still going to the high side. Great trading here on Carnival, to say the least. And we're just going to keep enjoying this ride to the high side now. 22.55. There's no point in ever getting out now. We'll just see how high it goes. Boeing still at day's high. I still think this breaks. Man, this day could be hella huge here if we just keep on going, and I think it can. Palantir as well, 82 cents in the money as well. We just keep talking about the same trades, but this is what I'm in, and this is what I'm working with. So, yeah, we are still going to talk about them. Palantir, I'm waiting for it to get back upside. We'll see if we retest this high. I think it happens.
First of all, before we go to Brendan here in a quick second, can Shaq even get on a cruise ship? You see how small those rooms are. I've never been on one, so I can't say, but it just seems rather unlikely to me. I don't know. Maybe they got better ones.
I've never been on.
Brendan, what's up, buddy?
One from yesterday, guys. Cat B just falling off the face of the earth here. 8% through $2 there on a big volume spike. If you remember, this one from yesterday had a big move up in the morning, and then they faded this thing all the way back down, basically, to where it started. So CATB weak once again.
We like you, Cat B. That definitely was a good name and worth watching. I do want to come back over to Nano Dimensions. Of course, we did try the short on this. It was a long play off of the open. We took a couple of legs here, one that was flat. Then we got the bottom, the higher low bottom, the 695 area, and then worked it all the way through to that 740. So 735 was our final out. Now we're on the short trade. It did bounce off VWAP. That's why I've adjusted my stop to about break even, a little bit better than that at 45s. If it breaks VWAP, I want to get it all out in front of 7. Maybe, and I doubt it, but I could potentially, if I like what I see in terms of the bit evaporating, hold a bit through 7 even. Very unlikely I do that. I like the target we have on. CrowdStrike pulling back in a little bit, but it's still $1 in the money. And it's the same thing with Palantir. I don't have a target on Palantir, and that's why we're sort of giving it all the way back to 24 and a quarter. It already bounced a couple times off VWAP. I didn't reload this time. It was falling rather heavily into that. That's why I didn't catch the bounce, but certainly it was worth it. If you did pick it up at 24.50, congratulations to you. I'm still holding from back here.
I hear you guys saying BTC all aboard. Yeah, I've been trading a little bit here. This is GBTC, 54 fills or so today, but it hasn't done much, and I haven't been super profitable. This was a good trade through 70. Let's see if it takes out the high there. Bitcoin right now, 19.4. On Bitcoin. I think we should almost add Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin on that bottom right thing yet? Because if not, let's add it there tomorrow, and we'll do that for you guys tomorrow, I think. We'll add Bitcoin to the bottom there, as I know a lot of you like that. And pretty soon on our platform, we will be having Bitcoin. So I'll be trading that. So thank you for those suggestions as well. We're going to add that from our Day Trade the World provider. And here we go. Boom. There it is, man. We're cooking it up as Boeing takes out day's high right now of 237, comes right back. I guess it went there, 237.33, but right back to day's high, Boeing. We're just going to wait on this one. I think I probably should drop it if we get below this level right here. So I'm going to put in a stop at 234.75, I guess, on this one, because, you know, this is just a monster trade right here for Boeing. I don't want to give it all the way back. What up, B?
Anyone interested in the penny stock side of the world? Here's one for you. Cinedigm announces an additional linear streaming channel. 8 additional linear streaming channels. So they run this side company called RAD, which provides content and broadcast services to PlayStation and other gaming streaming devices. So CIDM is this one, just ripping up here on that news, guys. You can see volume coming in. So CIDM, you can have a look at that one.
Right. Definitely going to be adding that one. Golf Scratch, what a good name. I wish I could golf, but the back doesn't like it. I'm going to definitely be adding that to my list. I also want to go back, if I quickly can here, a couple of names from yesterday, the last couple of weeks, if you know about CRM. And if you don't know about CRM and Slack, I don't know what market you've been paying attention to. Obviously a big play. Coming back in a little bit, I just wanted to show you, there's a better perspective. Coming right back into some pre-market lows. So pulling back off is CRM. It's still up on the session, but you know, eyeballs right at this 220, 250 mark. I really hope if we can catch a bounce, it would be a little bit better than XPEV treated me, because I want to say the symbol, guys. On that long trade, I should have gone short, but you know what? I was looking for a long bounce. Similar thing I want to have in CRM. Has to hold the low. Hasn't really tested it, but is grinding this 223 to death. That even is definitely a level here. It's held for at least 15 minutes, and let's see how long it does hold up. I like that bounce. F-Cell, I want to come back to Fuel Cell because it's been nothing is easy about trading, but basically only used one level, one price, 775. Used it for a long, used it for a short. And now we're going to throw this one away. I mean, it's going to either break 750, I'll get the rest of my shares out, or it's going to give me break even. So I've tightened up my stop into 775. Got to have some tight stops when you're making this kind of a trade. That's one adjustment I'm trying to make and do a little bit better with these. But if it breaks 50s, I talked about 725. It's the quarter. It's also yesterday's close. So let's see if we can get this one even bigger. AMC, boo, boo, boo. We'll go with that. Our Raptors are in Tampa, so we're going to have to cheer them from far away, guys. But we'll do a basketball thing for you there. Rejected. 420 just broke an AMC. I just lost my 6 cents on that one, guys.
All right, yeah, and again, that's what we're talking about when we talk about education, right? Understanding why we're getting in, why we're getting out, and that losers are going to happen. I mean, some shows, you know, again, I haven't had many losers the last little bit, but we're showing you all of the trades, and I think that's what's most important. With that note, we're long 24.07. I'm going to get out on a 50 break. I'm not even going to give it to this 45. I believe I just put in at 50. If 50 breaks, I'm gone. But now that I see this here, I was sort of using this bottom. You know what? I'm going to get out. If it breaks 50, let's get out there. I think it will break through this VWAP. And I don't know. I don't really want to go short Palantir, to be honest with you guys. But I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. It's just, it's very, very volatile, as you guys know. Up that 10% today. Congratulations on anybody that did reload yesterday at 21, where we talked about doing it if you were not long yet. So I hope you're able to reload at 21 yesterday or 22. You're up that 10%. Great call on that. My Boeing out, I've already talked about it. Someone said said that we're masters of risk management. Thank you. I consider that a compliment. And that's why we keep having this. I had 2 negative days in November, guys. So I guess that's good risk management. Traded for 21 of them. That's what that is. Moved to the left. Is that what you said?
I think he said Sector Watch.
Sector Watch. Okay. Sector Watch right there with Brendan. Got to.
Alrighty, guys, let's have a look at the S&P 500, see what is leading the way so far. We are higher on the session. I know it's tough to see there. I zoomed in pretty far. 0.3% for the overall S&P 500. Here is why. Energy stocks, first off, are leading the way this morning. Once again, 2 days in a row. If you remember yesterday, energy was very strong as well. Oxy, top of the list here. MRO, HFC, all 3.5+% to the upside, leading the energy group so far. Tech stocks right above it here. The entire semiconductor group in positive territory today. TER, MU, and LRCX among the leaders, 2.5 to 3.5% to the upside. Software names doing nicely as well. There's WU and this Joy, Joyy, both to the downside. Everything else nicely higher. Consumer discretionary stocks, the big gainers on the day. We've mentioned a few of these ones at the bottom here, but most of the travel names in this group here: NCLH, CCL, RCL. Yeah, 3.5 to 6.3%. For Norwegian, leading the way so far. The hotels are here as well. MGM, Marriott, and Wynn. There's Hilton, LVS as well, all 2+% in positive territory. Starbucks even up 1.3% on the day. AAL down here in the transportation group. AAL, Dow, and Love all having great days. Yeah, but it's all about this one here. Boeing 5.4%. To the upside, leading this entire group. So consumer discretionary industrial stocks in the energy group making up most of the gains. Way over in the corner over there, utility stocks are lower. Healthcare stocks are a bit of a drag today. And Kroger here and Costco down 1.5%, dragging down some of the consumer staple group as a whole. So that's kind of offsetting things. But 0.3% anyways for the overall market. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brennan. And I can't hit this one. This comes up. I'm going to go, why not? Let's give Arun a shout out here. We'll go with a Pew Pew because I like it. I think it's cool. And I also like James Bond's a great game. It reminds me of that. I saw a question, someone asking, is Nano Dimension going to go back up? Why is it coming down? This is the history of this stock. When you get a gap to the upside, you get a parabolic move. The faster it comes up, certainly the deeper the snapback here. This is actually a muted pullback for NNDM. But you did see some sharp increases. Every single time it had a sharp increase would be consolidation. So that's the same thing that's happened here. It just literally broke VWAP a couple of seconds ago. That's not a huge retracement. I just got some out of 25s. Next target, of course, is going to be down here. I talked about this a little bit earlier, down towards that 705 to 715 area. But again, the faster it goes up, usually there's profit taking that's involved. There's short sellers that come into it. Certainly, they can play a bit of a story there. So again, this is going to happen almost every single time. There will be pullbacks, even if it's continuing to rise. This one looks like it's coming back in. If it bounced off 7 even, I wouldn't necessarily run away from a long idea. I'm just currently short until I get flat. I want to keep a clear head. They actually just got another target out, so why not line this one up and knock it out? I always like to pretend that I'm a good bowler. It's the only time I hit a strike. Is right here, or if I cheat, I guess you could always hit a strike that way.
Yeah. Cheating is not good, but bowling is fun. And I think that we're going to go bowling. I want to do a bowling event after when we're allowed to go back. Rob, you're down with bowling. I know you're down with bowling. We'll do that there. We'll take out the production team.
We'll bring the unicycle.
And we'll take some pictures of Neil. I think he's better than he says he is, but we'll wait on that one. Okay.
I wish it was true. It's just, not.
Okay, 24.50 here. What a great out. And again, we're going to hit perfect on this one. Is it a perfect out? No, because when you're looking at a perfect out, this was a perfect out. I mean, that's the best out. But you can't always get top. Why I say perfect here is because I told you why I wasn't holding this. Because again, even though it's just the last 10%, I had a feeling there that if we broke through VWAP, we were going to do this and come all the way back to the downside. I said if you wanted to short it, you could have. I didn't want to, but there it is, 24.45 all the way down to 24.20 and still going. This could still go back to the downside right now. We're broke through VWAP. We refused it there, rejected it back to the upside. I did not make the same play now. It should be blatantly obvious why. Again, earlier on, man, you got to play with this momentum back to the upside. Right now, Palantir's kind of dead, although it's tanking to the downside. If you're short, that's great. Short off 25.
I just got stopped.
Yeah, exactly. So 24 and change. I'm going to wait for it to at least take this area again. So I do have another bid to go in, but I put it in. I think I got to adjust it right now. 24.71 up here. I was looking to break that wick. I like that one. And there goes, by the way, Boeing, guys, all the way back to the high of the day goes Boeing. I thought I clicked on it. Let me show it to you. There it is, 237 once again. What up, B?
More positivity for the airlines, guys. Delta out here talking about being the first to kind of finalize their methodology of transport for COVID-19 vaccines. So they've come up with some way to safely and efficiently bring vaccines to the entire globe they're talking about here. So more positivity. I mean, Delta's up already today nicely, but positive story there nevertheless.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways you can play this. The airlines, look, there's obviously a lot of room they can run, but Boeing and Airbus have something called a duopoly, and those are good. Those are really, really good. That's why we like Boeing around here, and I like that top. Actually, a bit of a formation for a break there, Sean. But I want to quickly come back over to Palantir because as you were showing it, I did get stopped out there, and I talked about having a stop at 24.25. Could I have had it at 24 even? Yeah, that's certainly reasonable, but I liked that little consolidation area from before. Once it broke VWAP, I feel like the trend was trying to break. There were a couple of good longs in here. Obviously, I did not get anywhere near close to top wick, but Sean said top wick. He's like, you don't always get top wick. Want to bet? Oh, I can get top wick. Challenge accepted. That right now, well, it could be untrue here, but I made the top wick on AMC getting out of my short. Unless this continues to go higher from here, then I'll have that crown. Of course, it's a losing trade. I'm sort of throwing shade at myself there. But AMC still right at that 420 mark. It did break a couple of times here and print a penny higher, but it has yet to go. So technically, I still have made the top wick on AMC.
Okay, yeah, so top wicks can go both ways, I guess. Okay, 22, we're just going to wait on this one. I just want to give you guys an out there on CCL, 22.25. We're going to get out at, or so if it breaks. That's that little level there. I don't know about getting back into this. I mean, I wish I had some more ideas here for you on this, but right now we're going to wait for CCL to see what it wants to do there on the downside. I looked at NEO again, and I think we can break out here, guys, believe it or not, pretty soon. 46.70 or so NIO over here in New York. Right here, if we can get back to VWAP, again, it's kind of figuring out all this garbage. I don't mind getting through here. 46.37, that could also be a good one. 46.37 coming on NIO. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go small at 46.35 or so, and then we'll wait to see if we get to VWAP, and then we'll go harder if we can get back up here above VWAP. But what's up, B?
The snowflake, guys, is just impressive so far today. 15% at the top there. We did make an all-time high for snowflake, so it was 334.60 was the prior all-time high. So we are above that now, guys.
What an impressive runner, and it is as impressive as that has been. In the other direction, Splunk was impressive as well. It never really gave you, it didn't give you the most obvious of entries off of the open, unless you were taking the break to the downside. And when it's a short sell restricted, it's that thin, that's going to be hard to get. It is trying to make a push back up to this level here, that 164, 165. If it gets there, I think it's definitely worth resisting. I was willing to take a long break there. I might actually go and do that if it has a chance. Fuel cell did come back. FCell broke back above, so I didn't have a break-even stop, but I also did the math wrong. So I accidentally got a few shares to the long side, which I didn't want. I just wanted to cover basically flat on FCell. I'll just pay the spread. It's only going to be a penny on the hit. We played it both directions off of this level, that 775 area. We got long in front after it bounced, so allowed to travel through. In the open, hard stops and hard level areas are tricky because in that first 5 minutes, liquidity is not the same. Volumes there, certainly. So you allow it to bust through. If it holds it, and that's what happens, you get that long wick, bounces right back above 775. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Get in after that's happened, not before. That's the way I like to do it. Take a bunch out, because I said, got to take quick profits on FCL after the way I saw it trade yesterday. Was able to hold a little bit for the top, and then just got the short when it reversed through. So I could have ignored the entirety of this area here, guys. So far, so good on that name. I'm somehow still in CrowdStrike. It still seems like it wants to go without actually breaking through. And there we go. Let's cancel that stupid order. There you go. I don't know why we skewed my chart there. Still has not broken through this 166 area. If it does, I'm still looking to see if it can't test 170. The trend is a good one. Of course, I already lost on the short. it is what it is. I got the last third of this trade on, looking for the home run. If it comes back in, we'll try to get out around that break-even price, as we mentioned earlier, guys.
You want to talk about some home runs? I mean, I can't hit a bigger one than this, guys. $5 on Boeing right now. This is $5 winner on Boeing, so it's a disco ball kind of day right here. The NASDAQ actually going down, and look what Boeing's doing, ripping faces off right now. I'm long in my account at 217. We gave that one to you again a couple weeks ago. That was actually last week. That was a great trade. And now Boeing 239 and change. Follow on Twitter for this play as well, guys. We hit that one. I had talked all about this play, and now you're going to the high side right there of 230. Let's go, Boeing. We can still go. I don't even want to give this one out. Remember, I put my stop down here at 234.75. We may adjust it, but 240's coming, guys. $6 winner right now. So we'll go explosion of cash as we get ready to throw it over to Mr. Wickens.
Hey guys, currency time. Let's have a look at a few of the foreign exchanges here. We'll talk about the British pound first off, because this is 1 year highs for the pound today versus the dollar. Broad-based U.S. dollar weakness kind of lifting the top end of this board so far today. You can see the pound on the chart over there. We mentioned this 134.5 was that prior high, blew right through that today. So up a full percent today, almost 135 for the pound, the highest level in 2020 for the pound. The other one making a big move today is this one, the Swiss franc, 0.5% downside, 2015 levels coming into play today for the Swiss franc versus the US dollar. The euro, yeah, 0.5%, almost 0.5% for the euro, 0.4% for the Canadian dollar, 77.7 cents now for the CAD. Down here, the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, both 0.35% in positive territory. Cryptos at the bottom here are positive as well, 1.5% for Bitcoin, 19,000 again, 400, and 616 for Ethereum. Leading the way today, 3% for Ethereum, guys.
Wow, okay.
Make those moves.
Yeah, good to know on Ethereum. I still have lots of those in my Trezor, if you guys know what that is. That's like a little ledger there for trade to hold cold storage your Ethereum. So yeah, I am a crypto trader, bag holder, whatever you want to call us. But I'm not holding too many bags now as crypto is back. So here we go. And what is back? Forget about crypto when you can trade. And yeah, look at this, guys. 233 and change upside, and Boeing still going, Neil. I mean, I keep talking about it, but this is a big money maker.
I have a segue for this. I want to make sure I hit the right button. Hopefully this is it, guys. Look, we're going to be back. Of course, the show ends in like 37 minutes. My math is right there. But we are going to be back for live stream, doing some educational content for you. And you're going to want to check it out. You do see all of the topics there. But every now and then there's some hidden gems. And we were talking about, I believe it was the post-election video, where there were some opportunities on Boeing. Look, there was a negative story that came when President-elect Biden, when that announcement became official. There were certainly some European tariffs that got put on, and Boeing cratered down into this 175 mark. Mentioned those had a good shot at coming back into negotiations in January, and that would be another catalyst for Boeing. You saw also the MAX got launched, and we talked about that one. More positive news today. Sean talking about the 217 swing. The long and the short of it is every dip we've been talking about Boeing, every consolidation we've been talking about this name, and then now you're getting 240, 250, which is certainly looking very realistic in the next coming weeks, and that's without those tariffs coming off in January. So there's still more catalysts to come. There's all other airlines that have to come online for this name. That's what you're looking for in a long-term place. That's what I love about this name here. But also, don't forget to tune in, guys. We are going to be dropping more of those. And you saw the bottom one there, Palantir. What is the deal? I feel like that's a sign, like, I don't know. What is the deal with Palantir? It's like ripping off Seinfeld there. I don't know. Brendan, what's up?
Just looking at this Root. Recent addition. This was an IPO not too long ago. ROOT on the NASDAQ here, just going back to October, in fact, October 29th. Spiked down there on monster volume. The Bear Cave, I've never even heard of that, but the Bear Cave apparently mentioning that. We talk about Citron all the time, Muddy Waters. Now there's apparently something called the Bear Cave, talking about this one, guys. Root on the downside.
All right, here. There it is. I just tweeted out that maybe we should get out of Boeing up near 240. Now we're starting to fail back down a little bit. I'm going to give it to 238. We're going to get out if it cracks 238. So we're going to cancel all of our other stop orders and wait for Boeing to hit that level. And if it does crack, then we will get out. 238. I think that's fair enough, man. $5. We'll take a $5 winner on Boeing. And then NEO's trying to get back upside. I was saying maybe go long here. I'm going to wait until we get back up to VWAP in the 60s or 70s on NEO. So we're going to be trying to be patient with that one and give that one some room. That's NIO, guys.
Yeah, and this is what I wanted CrowdStrike to do, but Zscaler, I mean, wowzers. This was the other one that we had talked about. Yeah, to say all-time highs again is obviously a little bit of an understatement. You've seen what's happened so far. Someone just asked in the chat, do we trade midday reversals? The answer is yes. I mean, I don't know, does Nano Dimension maybe counts as a midday reversal? Would Zscaler possibly be one if I get a shot at it? Yeah, it's likely to be. Up 28% now. You can see just the gap and then run. There's been some consolidation here, but it chewed through 180 like a knife through hot butter. 185, same thing. 190, we're getting to 11 o'clock. That might be a different story. I'd like to see it push a little higher. The thing is, at this time of day, you get a couple of things. Either you get a deeper retracement that actually has some teeth to it, like a $4 or $5 retracement, then consolidation, or a late parabolic move, right? So something like this, or maybe like this move that you saw here at 940, but from 11 to like 12 or like 130, those are good fades because it's lunchtime volume. When you get that move up, it'll snap down a little bit faster. So that's probably the only couple of ways I would even think about shorting Zscaler. You're against the trend, and if you can't spot the fact that you're against the trend on this one, shorting it, then you probably shouldn't be shorting in the first place. Brandon, what's up?
Another one with earnings today. Kirkland's, the home decor retailer in the U.S., 16% on better than expected earnings. This move, even from 16.75 to 18.5, came a little bit late in the morning there, but KIRK with the big move today.
All right, guys. Boeing just breaks through, almost breaks through. I thought it did 240, big win there. Check out Carnival, guys, as well as we go on Carnival. We're taking some cruise lines here. That one, it's wrong stock. There it is there. Carnival, look at this, guys, 22.70. Monster win right there on Carnival. 70 cents now, sorry, 77 cents win on Carnival Cruise Lines. $6 on Boeing here. And we are also long as Bitcoin's looking to go upside here. GBTC looking to break through 24. We have 91s right here, guys.
Yeah, starting for me, I'm actually starting to trim some of these positions off. As SPCB has not really threatened us. It just continues to sort of slide down in the money, as Brendan mentioned. But CrowdStrike looking like it wants to pull back. I'm going to fix this chart in a couple minutes for you guys. But we get below this 163. I'm going to get out of this break even, but I'm looking for a shot to short this now off of this 166. Now, obviously, a couple of times it's tested it. I'd like to be getting something in the 64.50 to 65 range if it does come back. So that's going to mean parting with this long and then starting to roll into a retracement play. Now, this would be a little bit safer than shorting Zscaler just because it's a more defined level of that top. And it hasn't been screaming as hard to the upside. Yes, it is still up 15%. It did make a good move in its own right. It's just not nearly the momentum. That's why I'd like that short a little bit better. But the long's still in the money, so still have to work with that trade. I want to quickly also come back over to, if I can, Palantir. You guys have seen this name. It did bounce off 24, so 24 is yet to be breached. Certainly, I could have given it to that. I was losing 24.25 the entire way back. If we hold this 24 even area, maybe go sideways throughout lunchtime, I'd be watching for a 50 break, 24.50 that is. Get you back to that 25 mark, use those quarters and those 50s, take your profit. Might be another leg to go on this one, especially if 25 never breaks. There's not really a reason to run away from the idea of the long today on PLTR.
No, and hell yeah to Carnival, guys. You guys watching that one now, 85 cents in the money. I know you're watching that, and I want to give a big shout out to my boy Daryl. I haven't seen you on the chat. Oh, there he is. My bad. There he is, Daryl. What's up? Yeah, you're right. Big wins. And this is what I'm here for, guys, to give you these calls, put them out for you, and try to make this happen. See, you have big wins today on CCL, PLTR, so do I. Workhorse, I'm flat, but it's okay. Save and SPR, I know you like all those names there. Thank you so much for that one, and we'll just keep on going. I think he means, yeah, Dan, yeah, not my workhorse. I think he means his own workhorse there. My workhorse trade, of course, we could talk about it if you want to. Where is it? It was long down here. That was a save because we were able to get out back at VWAP, but but if we were still in it, we'd be profitable. But believe me when I tell you guys, it's a flat trade for me today. That's Workhorse. Brendan, I believe. No, Valeria at the big screen. What's up, V?
Hey guys, European shares are mixed, awaiting on the vaccine approval. Britain is up 0.33%. Italy is up 0.22%. Germany is down 0.39%. And France is down 0.15%. Air France is up to almost 3%, and the company's CEO expects that it could take from 4 to 5 years to come back to the 2019 activity levels, back to traders.
So just took out that CrowdStrike at the break even the last third, that 163. I am hunting for that one, but watching Zscaler also approaching this 190 mark. Could the turnarounds be simultaneous? Certainly possible. I mean, CrowdStrike's already sort of come back off from that 165.75 high of day. Zscaler has not even given you any sideways action to work off of here. It's still going screaming to the upside. I wanted 190. It's still about $1 away from that. I'd love for it to give like one quick, strong push, stare 190 in the face, cry and run away, and then maybe I can catch something at like 189.50 or 60. But first things first, it's got to get to that 190 mark. It's not there yet, but I'm out of CrowdStrike long, so got a clear head in this one. I'm not married to a long position in either one of these, obviously, having taken off the CrowdStrike, but I am looking for shorts in either. CrowdStrike would have to go up about $1.50 for me to catch it, but we're right here, right now on Zscaler, 190, big time level. Hopefully, it bounces away from it. If it's screaming upside and there's no size up there and no turn, I don't have to take the trade. I'll be looking to catch it quick.
Zscaler, hey, okay. Boeing still at that 238 level. We're still looking at that one to see what it wants to do through 238. So that's going to be Boeing, or sorry, through 240. 238 on the downside is where we're going to get out. So just for those of you that are following with us here, Lizzie, 414, Brendan.
Clovis Oncology, I just saw popping up here on a volume scanner. Just going to double check on headlines for you here, but have a look at the chart. First off, wow, 8.8% volume still coming in here as we head through 5.25. A little oncology company we've looked at many times before. Yeah, not seeing anything at first glance here, but I'll keep looking for CLVS, guys.
All right, Clovis. Yeah, Clovis was a big stock in the past, and we traded that a lot on the show. But like I said, it's been a name from the past. So we'll wait on that one. People saying to me, Dan, I see you on the chat there. Thank you, Dan McIsaac. Always a supporter. You're scalping AMD today. That's normally my jam. So we'll wait to see here. Oh, we're at days low, AMD. Watch out for the NASDAQ here. This could break. AMD kind of leading the way. I think it's profit-taking right here, guys, on AMD. I love the name AMD, guys.
Yeah, I just missed a turn on potential turn on Zscaler there. It did dip right in. Gave you it got to like 189.65. First look at 190 and then started to run away. I'm not going to chase it too far here. You swing and you miss. I talked about the way you want to get the entry, at least the way that I was trying to get the entry into that position was allow it to come up, and then when it turns close to that 90 mark, just quickly sell into it. Again, do I chase it $1.50? You do. I'm in the trade, and maybe it goes all the way down. That's not the way I wanted it. I wanted to make sure I was risking about $1 up to that 190 mark and not too much further than that. So it is what it is. You can call a turn. Got to have an execution to make the win there. I do want to go quickly back to about 25 minutes left, and I just have that SPCB. I'm not going to adjust anything with this name, but it did go all the way down to essentially my target, of course. My ultimate target was $1.07. That's where it closed yesterday. Got to 109. That's going to be close, almost close enough. I will take the rest of it out if I can get that same price again. If it double bottoms, you get a gap up and a full retracement on a name like this. If you can give double bottoms at that low, don't give it all the way back to VWAP at that point. I'm certainly going to take as much as I can out for the maximum, like that 10% return on that SPCB. So it did bounce once. I'll try to take some shares off around this like 9-10 area, not even all the way to that 107. That's sort of getting a little bit greedy.
Okay, we have 0 LFT today. It's been a good one. Shout out to my boy Dimitri watching the show as well, part of our Day Trade the World team. So shout out to you, Dimitri. Thank you for everything you've done for us as well. Shout out to Mr. Michael over there on the board today and learning the ropes as well. So shout out as our team continues to grow. So do you guys. Look, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're here, man, and we're coming back every single day, but we need those likes and those subscriptions. And just hit the like and subscribe. We're almost near 100. 20,000 subscribers right now. That would really help us out just to keep on growing the show, man. The more we grow, the more viewers we get, and we really want that. So again, as long as the show keeps being broadcasted, we're going to be here every single day. So I hope you're enjoying it. We love all the feedback in the comments. You can get a hold of us personally on Twitter as well, and we are doing today at 12:30. We're coming back, so watch out in your inbox, I guess, through the community page on YouTube. There, you'll be able to see where we're going with that. Hopefully, the link shows up live. Come on, I can put the ad on here. Why not do that for you? There's a couple of topics we're going to talk about, and they're on the board here. Palantir, you're going to get my opinion on that if you don't know it already. 3 reasons why to trade the Airbnb IPO. A couple of good topics there, so join us, guys. In about an hour, we're coming back. And there, oh, wait a minute. There goes Boeing, breaking now through 240. And Superman is in the building. I don't know if he's going to be taking any 737 Maxes, but I sure as hell will be. 240 to the moon, guys.
For a second there, I actually thought the to the moon was going to get thrown up there, but why not do the dance? I think that's it's an interesting graphic to say the least. Certainly, we've got better in my opinion. Karen, I was going to ask you in the chat there, Jellyhead, looking at a riot retracement. I will tell you this right now. I've twice tried this intraday during the time we've done the show, and 0 for 2. I think long plays are usually cleaner moves on right. And I wish I was actually looking at this morning, but I don't necessarily love the reversals. When I've tried, I've tended to lose. I know this looks actually pretty good around this 920 mark. I'm going to stay away from it, but it's because of my lack of success in terms of shorting Riot, guys. So it is what it is. Zscaler, it looks like it might give another shot at this 190 top. Did not get very far before it already turned back towards that upside and found some consolidation. That's not much. Like $1.50, $2 when the stock has run 30. That ain't a pullback. You know, it's still consolidation lower, but you got to consider the fact that if it wants to give you this little sideways action here, you can risk $2 to try and make about 10. I do like it off 190 a little bit better, but I would take a small position right here, right now, if I can get 188. So that's a bit of a different play than sort of snapping into it right in front of 190, where you're risking 50 to make a bunch. Certainly, you can definitely size that a little bit differently than when you know you're giving it literally $2 to the top.
Right. Yeah. And right now, so the only trades we have on, guys, CCL, we gave you an out there at 50. We'll use that. And then Boeing, now $7 in the money. And we'll just do, I don't know, what do you want to do? Money bags? There we go. We'll run those through, guys, because we don't have any losers today. The only one we have on board right now was NEO, was the only loser. And we've destroyed that stock. And we're now waiting to go long again on it. We'll make it all back, hopefully anyways. But Boeing today, CCL, Bitcoin, Palantir, Royce to 5.9, and Workhorse. We're positive on everything today, guys. You can see the damage at the bottom. I've chosen to trade less shares a bit, or less symbols, guys, so I can focus on trying to get these bigger winners. I found out that works for me. So if you only see me like in 5 or 6 names on the day, I mean, I feel like just with the strategy I'm trading and the shares that I'm using, I don't need to really be in too many positions at once there. Okay, right here though, NEO, trying to get excited again about this one. We're trying to break above there. 61 was a good spot. We're waiting for 70s. We're going to go long through 70s here on NEO if we can get it, guys.
So that was actually rather quick. We'll do Slaying the Dragon. Missed Zscaler the first time, got Zscaler the second time. Able to get 187 and change, 21 to the short side. It immediately goes right into profit at that next consolidation area. When I hit the first target, tighten the stop up. Gonna give it to this 188 to 188.50 mark. See if we can't get a pullback into this 182. Again, because this is the bottom end of the consolidation range, I sort of tightened the trade. If I'd gotten this, I talked about this at like 188, 188.50 or so. Like, if you get that price, you can go a little bit more home run. But I had to pay down, got the bottom end, the worst price in this consolidation you can pretty much get, but we got it anyways. Let's see if we can't hold on to the second half down for this 182 range. Brendan, my friend, what is up?
I just saw some of these retailers popping up to the downside, although I want to mention this one first. Gap here, GPS, nice day, 2.3%. We're right at day highs, kind of consolidating. But if I flip over to this one, Nordstrom's, not so much. Big volume coming in through 29.50, which was that pivot there. So a bit of a break to the downside for JWN, guys.
All right, we're going to get a Boeing here, 240 break, 239.50 break. We'll get out of that for $6. It does go as high as 241, but this is why we have $6 winners, because we are letting these guys go right now. What do I know about Royce, you're asking me? We talked yesterday, free my grandma, free my grandpa as well. We talked about Royce to 5.9 there on D12, and we love that, and I hope that you know a lot about that as well. And thank you again for the super chat there, the $5, but Royce to 5.9. Loving that. You guys can look him up with Eminem. Some big tracks there as well. So thank you so much for mentioning that on the chat, as we are going crazy right now with some of these plays, guys. Boeing's trying to make it high side. I'm going to give it back to 239.50 on that one. And then Carnival, you already know where my out is on that right here, 22.50, guys.
Yeah, so just going to hang on to that Z-scaler. It turns out, yes, now I'm not that guy on AMC. Whoever this was, I mean, I'm not saying it's one trader. Who knows? 422, 421.5 to be precise. That is the new top on AMC. Look, it's going to happen to you. You have a stop, you're going to take it. I wanted to risk about 5 pennies gross on this trade. That's exactly what ends up happening. The rollover happened, so if you gave it a little bit more room, congratulations to you. It comes right down to that $4 mark, breaks VWAP. That's fantastic. For me, it hit my stop, and I'm going to get out of it every time, except if you mess it up and then miss the trade. Zscaler continuing its slide back in. This all in perspective here. Even if I get everything on this trade and we're able to take like $5 or $6 bucks off of it, this was a $30 run to the upside on top of a $15 gap to the upside. That is how good Zscaler was today. If you were looking at any kind of a long snowflake, also a big time runner today. And why do I say that? Both on the watch list. And this is why, this is what it's all about. Sorry, well, I don't know if Zscaler was on the watch list, but definitely Snow was. We did talk about it in our preparation. One of the benefits of us starting earlier is we can go a little bit deeper into what we're looking at in those markets. I do have to come back over to one stock, which it was successful. And look, I'm always going to be happy if we have good trades, but I did get trailed out on FSL, literally to have it come right back into that support. However, I'm thinking about this 750 a little bit differently now. I feel like the long worked off 75 or reversed into a short off 75. If 50 does hold at this time of day, might be worth some long trades back into VWAP, where you can start taking those 5, 10, 15 cent wins, which are actually really good if you're trading this at lunch in the afternoon on Fuel Cell. The volume is not quite what it was yesterday, but 43 million is nothing to sneeze at.
No, not at all. Okay, we are still in this Boeing, but it's getting slippery right now. We're going to get out of this one very, very soon, just to make sure. 239.50, here it comes. We're going to celebrate a $6 winner with a nice little code. Oh, we haven't done this in a while.
That's a little loud.
How you guys like that one? That's a good one there. Our special code word today, Boeing, as there it is, right to the downside. And what a great trade that is. Bang! We's out of that one. So here we go. I don't know. We've been hitting everything today. Let's just hit a cowbell for a little cowbell winner. Wake up, guys. We've got the winners right here, and let's just keep them coming for you as we go. Big win there on Boeing. Big win on CCL. Oh, CCL's out as well. That was a monster trade for us today. Ding, 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 ding. All the way to the upside, but good day. Only a little bit of time left now, guys.
100%. And I did see a couple of people asking. Everyone's always asking about that LCA. And look, this is a classic case of, look, you sell the news, right? So they announced the date for that vote, and then you do see sell action. It's still coming in. For those of you that are looking to buy on a dip here, you got to always keep things in perspective when you have a bit of a pullback in the stock. This is just not much of one. From where it's come since we knew this merge was happening on the SPAC. So look, unless it breaches this previous high area, 1850 to 19, I wouldn't be too concerned with it, guys. Just a simple case of selling the news is what I see here.
Okay, as we take some more drinks here as we go, we're going to watch out here. Bitcoin looks like it's trying to go downside right now. So if you want to watch that, Brendan, maybe if you can get a chart up of that, we can show that to some of our viewers, because we're heading southbound right now on BTC as we go. So we'll try to watch that and see if we can't get any news on that one. I mean, obviously there's not going to be any news, but Bitcoin just tanking right now. I guess it's a rejection there near $20, near $20,000 there on the downside of GBTC. I'm short right now and 20 cents in the money. That's a short right there, breaking through 24 at 23.75 as Bitcoin keeps going down. And if Brendan can get that chart, that would be fantastic. But right now we are rocking and rolling right here. What's up, B?
Thanks, Robbie. I was going to get them to just throw this up. Yeah, there's the move from 19,600 or 19,620 down to 19,300. So back into this range. This is more of a intraday time frame, 5-minute chart here on Bitcoin. But yeah, big time move there, downside for Bitcoin, guys.
Big time if he gets to like 18. I think like every single time that makes like 5% and then 10% pullbacks. That's a trigger spot usually on it. I want to quickly come back because I'm all done. I wish we used to have a case closed, but we don't. So I'll just have to go with Mortal Kombat because I'm not the Street Fighter guy. That's of course Sean. Mortal Kombat for me, Sub-Zero all day. But 107 previous close. If I ever get the retrace all the way back to the previous close, I will get out. I don't care if it goes further. That's fine for me. So just got 108s. We're shorting off of this 125 area. Didn't quite get the turn, but this was pre-market. This is 9 o'clock, right? If this same move happens at 9:30, my goal is usually to be adding, but at 9 a.m., that's not the same play. I don't want to be jumping into it 30 minutes before the open when I've already taken my pre-market shot. Brendan, what's up?
This Everglory, just checking on this thing again because, it's squeeze time apparently for EVK. Wow, 220 now on the percent. Just took out that high from the morning we were talking about earlier. This is why you write down those levels. I mentioned it during the small cap recap. Write down that 650, see what happens if we stall out here, get through it, maybe hold as support. But big move on big volume for EVK, guys.
You also have to observe them. Like you can write them down all you want, but you got to actually go back and look at them. That's my fault because, look, at least we talked about this one. Unfortunately, I'm going to double check here to see if we do have any locates on this name, but I don't think we can still can't go short on it. It's not that I want to jump in front of the train, but this kind of a parabolic move up is pretty much what I would be looking for to have jumped back into it right off this 720. I don't have the locates here. Otherwise, I'd be looking for exactly something like this. Either it halts off a move like this, or the first pullback you see that's significant, like a 10% or so, any sideways action, that's where I jump in. Ideally, it halts first. I feel like that is a certain possibility because it just went $2 in a few minutes. What does it take for these things to halt? We were halting like 5 times when a $2 stock would keep going 20 cents at a time, but this doesn't halt.
Yeah, sometimes the halt
doesn't make any sense.
There. We both get confused on that. We talk about that all the time. Like, when is the SEC finally going to step in here and do something about these halts and actually create them properly? But whatever. Yeah, Neo, look at that spot, guys. 46.70 we gave to you, right? I smile here because it got to 68. So we picked a great spot there, but unfortunately, no fills there. It doesn't break out of. I mean, I still have.
Actually, there's an important point I want to make about that, Sean, though, right?
Sure.
So anytime you have a call like that and it's like you miss getting in or you miss getting profit by like 1 cent or 2 cents on a big move, when you're recording it, you need to record it as basically a win because it's splitting hairs. The range of difference there is so small that if you don't acknowledge that the overall play and idea was right or on the other side wrong, you've got to make sure you're recording it that way because otherwise you might be missing out on what could be an actionable strategy because on a dollar move, you're looking at 1 cent off in terms of your out or 1 cent off in terms of your in and then calling it a fail because you didn't catch it. Not a good way to evaluate. Call it a win, Sean.
I mean, it's a win, but it's, I don't know, I'm not in a position, but it's a good spot. So what we do is exactly what Neil said there. We're just reminding ourselves that we did have that good look there on Neo, and what we've been doing is fine. I was long here. We took some winners off the open. You guys already know that. And then we picked the bottom there, and we took it out again. The problem is it took out the top, and that's where we got excited there at 48.50. And then I had to take that emergency phone call. That turned out to be okay. And then it drops down. We'd like this 47.50 break. Unfortunately, we were going to reverse short, but didn't have the order out to do that. So missed trade there, but that's okay. You're not going to get all of them. And Neo today is my only red stock. You can see at the bottom all the stuff that we've been doing. I'm not in position right now. I have 0 LFT. I'm at the highest spot I've been at all day right now. I'm going to keep it that way, I hope. Anyways, but if I do find something, let's go into it, man. I had CrowdStrike at 160 was the level that I liked. So now it's coming back there. So maybe there could be something now on CrowdStrike breaking back through VWAP. It had some nice highs Like, if you're not shorting off this, then again, I have to remind myself, I do these little notes at the beginning of every single day. There it is right there. Oh, Tesla 604. There's CrowdStrike there. There's Palantir 2450. You guys know we hit that. There's Snowflake 275. Never got down there, obviously, and some CGC action as well. So, yeah, lots of plays happening, Neil. And that's why it's important. Join us early. And why? If you haven't seen us yet today, I'm going to do this one more time. We have a lot, multiple tens of thousands subscribed here. Morning Movers, guys, get it for free. Valeria can type the link at any point. Watchlist.tradertv.live. There you get this. Here's Snowflake, here's Crowd, here's everything. So what I do is I go over this list. It gets emailed to your inbox, and then I just make a couple notes on some of these because as we talk about them, they're exciting and fun to do. So
one reminder, if you for whatever reason, if you're not getting the list, just remember you can always follow the Trader TV Live Twitter handle, and every single morning, at least the symbols, guys, you can always get those. We just want you guys to have it. You never want to, look, I don't want anybody trading the markets blind. Trading's hard enough. If you're doing it blind, it's even worse. Maybe it's a good thing, and my hands are off in this EVK that I didn't have the locates, because this move down, we didn't get a halt, but that move down might have gotten me in here. Now, it screened back up, so there wasn't any consolidation. That would be the second condition without a halt. So I probably don't take it because it never consolidated lower than that 750 high. It's still going. So maybe at some point there's a halt. Maybe at some point I can also get some locates to go with it. But what a runner that is. Now, that's not even that much of a pullback. It does try to go maybe about 10% or so, just shy of that. But it couldn't even hold for a minute or two before screaming back up. Might be an afternoon chasing or hoping for a short opportunity, but got to get the locates first. This EVK at some point is going to come back in. I just want to have it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing, guys. We don't know when these stocks are coming back in, so stay tuned and find out where we're going to be getting some of these out there. Brendan, give us something else.
Of popping back up here, Splunk, guys, trying to get above that 161, which is come into play a couple of times. Did break it, coming back down again. We'll see what happens, but volume coming back into Splunk, this time to the upside, though, but still 21% on the negative side today, guys.
All right. Yeah. Oh, 21% still. What levels did I write down on this page? 172. Let's go over SPLK, yeah. Splunk there, 172. Okay. I don't know what I was thinking there, other than the fact that 172. Oh, I remember what it was. It was yesterday. If we go back to yesterday, 172. Right. That was the bottom yesterday. So we were looking to see if we were going to break through that, but it doesn't look like it, guys.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look like it. It does look like maybe the retracement. And look, here's what it is. Like today, there was a good long trade that I made money on in CrowdStrike, but then Zscaler was the better long. And then I go short Zscaler at the top instead of CrowdStrike, which I cover the long of, and then CrowdStrike is falling below VWAP. Either way, still in the money on Zscaler, but it is making this consolidation here. This is why I took some profit off, anticipating you could get into some chop right around this 186 area. If it breaks down, great. I'm going to tighten the stop up just a little bit here. I was willing to give it to 188.50. But look, you see a trend this strong. No reason not to give it back to like this 187. That's going to be close to break even. It just feels like, and forget about feels like, it just looks like this is too strong today. So it could still be a win. I just want to make sure I'm profitable on this name and not fighting it too hard. If it tests 190 again, I would definitely jump back in if it rolls over at that price, guys. But I want to go closer to break even on my stop in Zscaler. Still going to give it room to flush that $5, but I don't want to lose at 11.25 when this is continuing its upward trend and going sideways for now 15, 20 minutes on me.
Big thank you again to Daryl, man. Love trading with you guys. PLTR, CCL, Workhorse on your own, SPR and Save. So you did take Workhorse with me. Were you in Workhorse today, Neil?
I did not take it. I had some levels written down. Okay, it just never came.
I guess that is what he means there. So thank you so much, Daryl. PLTR, CCL, Workhorse, all on my board. So thank you so much, Daryl. It means a lot. We keep saying that to you guys, but really, even a $20 contribution, it just, it adds to the flow, and we really, really like that. Thank you so much, Daryl, for shouting that out as well. We love you as well. I've already told you, Daryl, you're welcome to come back on the show to discuss anything you want. You know how to get a hold of us, so do that, please, if you'd like to. But look, it's been a good day, man. Only 5 more minutes left of this show. Then we're back at 12:30. So right now, I don't really have anything. I still like that Neo call that I made. That was, I guess, close to a perfect call there. But we're waiting for it to break Oops, that's the wrong day. We're waiting for it to break right here, 46.70, which could happen right now. It tried it last time. We're going to go long just to make sure I still have the order out. Yes, I do. 46.70. Let's check back in maybe on Boeing if we can quickly. Let's make a little look at that. We got out at 239.50. Good out, it looks like. It does drop all the way down there to 238.50, but that was a good out, so no worries on Boeing now. We flattened that. That's off a 233 long, guys, out 239.50. So again, shout out to A-Rob. If your ops team is watching you, I did that for you guys there as we take a $6 winner on that. Thank you for that super chat as well, A-Rob, as we go. And again, another one, Michael Freeman. Shout out to you for becoming a member today as we go. But it's been a big day, needless to say, here on the show. I'm at my highest spot, guys. We're very, very positive, and it's going to continue. I had 2 negative days in December, or in November. We're going to try to do the same here in December. And so far, we're perfect here in December. So as you guys know, you can follow the trades at the bottom. Call me out if you can. Find one.
We're gonna leave you with look. Obviously, we only have 4 minutes left, but we are back, as we've all mentioned. Doing a live taping, educational content. But fuel cell, I talked about this 750 hold. Couldn't get the short to go past that double bottom 755. I now want to go long off this low. Again, I can take it starting at like 60, risk about 5 cents, try and get like 5, 10, 15. Maybe 20 to 25 cent winners all the way back into VWAP. That's the range we've been playing it, with one exception. Did hold that long a little bit longer. But at this time of day, it's lunchtime, guys. Nothing wrong with on a 50 million volume stock, taking those small wins, letting them pile them in, especially if it gets range bound around this price. So long here, just got it. Actually got 60.5 on the midpoint. And I would add to it in front of 55, but won't let it break that low of day. It is, as I said, getting on in time here. Got to go over to Brendan, cover some earnings here.
Yeah, still have earnings coming, guys. It's going to be an interesting one after market tonight, especially just reading an interesting story about Portugal. Apparently, Portugal working out some financing and details on a plan to offer the vaccine to anyone who wants it, essentially, in Portugal. And they have enough, apparently, now for absolutely everyone to have it for free. So good on Portugal. There we go. Yeah, there's the board, guys. Cloudera standing out there. Alta Beauty in the middle as well.
Alta Beauty's been a big one, man. That one's been ripping up. Oh my God, DocuSign is in the building as well. Wow. That's going to be exciting. Check this out, guys. I'm going to come over to it. DOCU here, just to show you quickly what this stock has been doing. Let's go to the daily chart here. If you don't know about DocuSign, it doesn't look too crazy here on this daily chart, but look where we've come from, guys. This is what we're talking about when I say DocuSign's been crazy. Bottom here, 67, rips up to 280, 240, 300, and now we're bouncing around. So if they miss tomorrow, there's going to be a problem on that one. I don't know if they're going to. You can check out the short interest on DocuSign, but watch out, man. This one's heated up. If they miss, we could have a big retracement downside, like almost like a break of 185. Honestly, I don't think it's going to miss. I love DocuSign, but watch out for 185 there. The options are probably super expensive.
If they're beat small, they might actually fall down, and that's the issue with that space. Cloudera, on the other hand, that's been in somewhat of a tight range. I want to try to see if I can. So this was one low by 15 minutes, giving me trouble going past that 1 week. But it's got a very, very defined range, like a dollar range. That 12 at the top, this like 11 area. So I'm not sure if it does not break out of that range, it's probably going to be hands off for me. But if we get a shot to get a gap past either one of those prices on a beat or a miss, I'm going to like the other side of it for either support or resistance and take a shot at Cloudera. But this is I don't know. Like we always see what national day. I always see what national day is because I can actually see the big screen from where I'm sitting here. One last thing to get to, but interestingly enough, I don't know where this one comes from, but I think it's a good one. Why not? Because everyone wants one. Valeria.
Hey guys, thank you very much for spending this trading morning with us. Please don't forget to hit thumbs up. As we almost have 6,000 of viewers, we should be easily able to get 3,000 of likes. We'll be back with you today at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And well guys, this day stands for being thankful for what you have. Happy National Roof Over Your Head Day, everyone.
I'm homeless. Yeah,
sad for
there's
you.
actually no better day. Shout out to everybody out there. It's been a hard time, obviously, during the pandemic. I want to give a shout out to everybody out there, all the frontline workers, and I'm going to give a big hallelujah for the vaccine. You guys deserve it the most. The frontline, the teachers, everybody like that. That's what roof over the head means to me. Protecting, what you own, being safe, being with your family as well. We'll get Neil's opinion in a second. Jay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for Cool. We're getting a bunch of members here. Thank you so much for Stefan and Michael Freeman. We've already done that. And again, Daryl, thank you so much for that. But it's been a big show. It's been a big day. Your boy's been on fire, and that's not going to stop. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, and this, look, obviously, this is a fantastic, look, it's a great day. A national roof over your head. What it does mean, it's just about safety and security, something that's hardwired into us. A house is only a home when you have your family, so that's one thing is also hardwired into all of us. You guys are our family here. We talk about the community. One of the reasons why we say hit the like, hit the subscribe is honestly the more that it grows, the more ideas we get, the fewer stocks that we'll miss out on that are moving because you guys do a fantastic job of contributing to it. That's part of what we love. So please tell your friends if you think they can get something from it and you enjoy it. Pass that along. Pay it forward. That's what it's all about here. For the entire team. For Miss V, for Manshaw Katina, for Brendan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world, this is Trader TV Live, and we'll see you tomorrow.